Cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, we do our BasketballWives review on Tuesdays. There's no change. We just changed the time this week. Hopefully, you guys like this time a little bit better. So before we pull up Cindy, let's take care of the business of this channel. If you want to join my tribe, please stay by my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you can be notified every time I go live. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section. If you're watching the replay to get me back into this algorithm. If you're here in the chat, comment in the chat. Let's play the intro and let's get into it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
We are back. What's going on, Cindy?
I'm here. How are you?
I am good. I feel like I'm tired, but I'm still good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, we are getting ready for spring break next week, so I'm gonna have time to rest. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, you need it. I thought that. Yeah, is it next week? Yeah, I think a bunch of people from my job also will be out too, so it should be nice. Is the weather nice there?
Yes, we've been having like 80-degree weather. So
wow. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, in LA, it's been it's been nice, but it's been raining a lot, and we're expecting more rain tomorrow and Thursday, which I'm like, really? We're in spring. Yeah.
We're getting rain a lot before it got started to get hot.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be in spring soon. Anyway, go on.
Real quick, I just want to say what's up to the people in the chat. What's going on to Chrislyn? And also what's going on to Shy Time. She says, welcome to the SoDebNair show. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. As you enter the room, sit back, relax, and enjoy the commentary. So, we always started off with, our rating of the episode. On a scale of 10, what do you give it?
I didn't love it. I'm gonna go back to my old ratings. I gave it a 2. How about you?
Ooh, a 2?
I really didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I was like, where are we going with this? And why do we need a part 2 of this? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was me.
Skip all those little small scenes they gave us the whole thing for this end of the episode.
Yeah, it was so weird, and it was just, okay. Anyway, I gave it a 2. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna go with Tiffany GT. Gives it a 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so curious to hear how you inched it up to 5.
Well, I guess we'll end up talking about it. But I did kind of like some of the sisterhood they had in this episode.
Okay.
For Angel Brinks.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So it starts off with Jackie. She's studying for her real estate exam. She can't pronounce charcuterie board.
I know. I mean, literally, I was like, how are you this old? And she's like, I've always pronounced it that way. That's not how you say it. Instead of being so like put out and surprised, just you Googled it. It told you how it said it. Like, Jackie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she ordered it. I'm sure she didn't say whatever she was saying.
Exactly. Or they probably just were like, okay, Miss Christie, and just like ignored the fact that she couldn't say the word.
Right. Chi-Town says, I don't like the season. It was boring.
Yeah.
I'm hearing people saying
Chi-Town.
that. So we have Jackie. She can't say charcuterie board. Duffey shows up. Duffey asks how the smash room was. She remembers she called Jennifer and then Jackie remembers she called Jennifer
A giraffe.
a giraffe, but she keeps
Yeah.
saying
Donkey.
Jackie asked, did Duffey post a picture of Malaysia on her IG to get at Brandi? Jackie invites Duffey to Sacramento. What do you got for this?
I felt like she was being so messy. Jackie didn't even need to, just because she's having an issue with Jennifer, don't then try to drag back up this whole Brandi and Duffey situation. It had nothing to do with her coming over there. Duffey seemed in good spirits. It just seemed like it came out of nowhere. And again, that could be the editing, but I was just like, what was the point of Jackie even saying that? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, maybe they talked amongst themselves in the group before that scene was shot, but it just kind of was like, Jackie, get it together. That's how I felt. I just felt like it was unnecessary. And Duffy's explanation of it made sense to me. She was like, we were cool. Malaysia
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Brandi were cool. She was advertising my business for free. So,
Right.
just as a thank you,
Which
why
makes
wouldn't she
sense.
repost it? It makes sense.
Yeah.
Total sense to me. But anyway, I just felt like it was Jackie trying to deflect the mess from her and Jennifer back on to Duffy and Brandi, and I felt like that was messy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was very messy. But it's Jackie, this is the stuff that Jackie does
Yeah.
to take the heat off of her.
Yep. She
So,
always has done that. She's
yeah.
always done that, but then she's always trying to use it as a guise of like, I'm trying to help the girls get back together. It didn't need to come from her at all.
Right. I agree. What's going on to Southern Belle 16 and to remain teachable? As you guys know, I forgot to even say anything about it, but as you guys know, we are doing a fundraiser for my students to raise money for their uniforms. So if you guys don't mind, we're just asking for $7.23 to raise the amount of $723. Yeah, I said that right. So, should I play the commercial now?
Yeah, play your commercial.
Okay.
Give more time for people to come in.
All right, where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something that I think is so fantastic. Remain Teachable, one of my subscribers, is graduating on July the 23rd, and she came up with something I think is so amazing and something that is going to help my students out so much. We are trying to raise $723. This $723 will go to my students' uniforms for the 2023-2024 school year. So what we're asking is that you donate $7.23. If we can reach this, it would be so amazing and be so helpful for my students to get uniforms, because some kids only have one polo, one pair of pants, and thought this was so amazing. And I'm so excited about this. We already have donations already, but I'm hoping that you guys help us reach this goal by July the 23rd. So again, you can log on to SoDebNair.com, drop that $7.23, and we will make sure that you guys get to find out their end results by July the 23rd. Thank you so much in advance, and let's do it. All right. I'm out, y'all. Bye.
All right, so there you guys go. You can donate on my website, SoDebNair.com. You can send a super chat up until June, or Zelle or PayPal, however you decide you want to do it. And I'll throw my links up here as well. StreamYard has changed so much stuff around.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're adding a lot of stuff that's helpful.
Okay, good.
Excuse me. All right, and there's my website if you guys want to click and donate through there. All right, so let's jump back into the review. Up next, we have Angel, Brinks, and also we have Brandi. Brandi brings Angel flowers to check in on her and her daughter. They checked for, she said that they did, so her daughter was having migraine headaches.
Yes.
And so they ended up testing her to see if she had a tumor. Brandi also talked to her about joining a mommy support group, because when she had her son, she had a lot of support with the women around her as well, and it helped her with her postpartum. That's all I wrote down. I think that was pretty much all that happened there.
That's all that happened there. I was surprised, not trying to be mean, but I was just like, I've never seen Brandi and Angel together. I've never seen Brandi at Angel's house.
Yeah.
I was like, are they now? They're just creating stuff because we've never seen them hang out like that. But that being said, even if production asked them to do it, it was a nice scene. I liked seeing, just Brandi staying away from the drama so much and just really kind of being there for Angel. Again, it could be manufactured, but it was nice to see. I don't want to see her puffing up every time, and Angel actually really needs the support right now, with the newborn and everything. And, to have your baby, have an MRI is frightening, so she really needs the support. I was happy to see that.
Yeah, I think that I think it's amazing that most of them struggle with postpartum.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, there's a difference from postpartum and
Mhm.
postpartum depression. So
Mhm.
what Angel and British were talking about that they were suffering from was actual depression, whereas when most women say postpartum, it is the changing back of their hormones.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're depressed. It just means like they're
Gotcha.
trying to bounce back from just having a baby, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, even when British, and I will get to that later.
Yep.
So then we have, I forgot all about this man. Uh, then we have Brooke. She meets up with her ex. He's still her husband, right?
Yeah, still the husband.
Yeah. Okay. He wants to work things out. She wants the divorce, and if this story is real, I'm with Brooke. At least making him work for it.
Yeah.
If she's going to entertain, them getting back together.
Yeah. I just feel like, yeah, I mean, it just seemed awkward. I couldn't really tell if she was, if this is made up or not. It just seems like if your husband did something like that to you, somehow you would be a little bit more emotional. Somehow the conversation would have felt what she said in the confessional sounded correct. But when she was across from him, it just seemed like him being like, let's toast to moving forward. And she's like, let's just toast, to
Yeah.
sitting down, basically,
Right.
So I don't know. I just am giving the side eye to the whole storyline because before this happened, before so-called cheating, it was like the IVF. We went directly from like IVF to,
Right.
you know what I mean? It was kind of like, this is a real weird major shift all of a sudden out of the blue. So you've
Yeah.
been married to this man for how long? And then all of a sudden now there's a cheating scandal. I don't know. What'd you think of the scene?
It doesn't seem really, when we first started reviewing it, when part A was on, they were saying that
Yeah.
the storyline was fake. So
Yeah.
it's giving.
And it felt fake. But at least she was like more happy,
Yeah.
and stuff, and being like, oh, this is our journey. I would have, even though it could have been fake and it felt fake, I enjoyed that more than this.
Yeah.
Like, because I was just like, everybody can't act. So
Yeah.
it just seemed like he was kind of like doing like a dry version of like a script or something. I don't know. I don't find him attractive. I don't need to see any of their men ever, to be
I
honest.
forgot he existed. Like,
Really?
I forgot all about him.
Well, we only really saw him, if you can really think about it. So Deb is like on her cell phone. We never really saw him so
Remember, we
much.
saw him at the beginning when they had that dinner too.
But it was just like that one time, which I'm
Yeah.
happy with. Look, I'm
Yeah.
cool with
Me
it.
too. Me too.
I never want to see the guys, but
I
I
just
just
thought she was
feel
like over him because she doesn't even really talk about him anymore.
right. And maybe that's why he cheated. Sorry, Brooke,
Yeah.
if it's true.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, you can't give the man attention, after he does something bad. Like you gotta,
Right.
yeah. Anyway,
And Miss Jack of all trades, she's apologizing for spelling your name wrong.
that's okay. Hey, oh, hey, Jack of our trades, and then hey, Candy Shop.
And the candy shop, what's going on? Yeah, so now we are going down to Oh, Jason, Brandi, Jackie, and Doug. I thought this was cool because they did this
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
And I think that this probably will help with for Jason
yep.
to even be connected to Doug.
Coming and coming to California, basically
Yeah,
moving. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because I remember when she first came to LA the first time and she was hanging out with Malaysia and Gennaro.
Uh-huh.
And she
That's
was like,
right.
they never really get to do that.
Yeah. And I mean, I liked seeing Jackie outside of like the LA element. I feel like
Yeah,
she comes across more calm. I liked seeing them. I mean, it is called Basketball Wives. So
right,
I
right.
like seeing them both in married mode.
Yeah.
It did kind of seem like an awkward dinner a little bit to me. But
Mhm.
I like to see it. I would much rather see that, even though it was kind of boring. But yeah,
Yeah, well, it was very boring.
yeah. But at
I mean,
least they're focusing on like basketball itself, right? And being
right,
a married person. So it's like, okay, one scene with it, great.
right. So then the next thing we have British and Duffey. They're playing basketball, and then British. Well, Duffey brings up that Jackie told her that she had an issue with her about
Hmm.
the picture, and it ended off with with Duffey saying that she doesn't owe Brandi any loyalty now. How did you feel about this?
I felt like, well, if Brandy doesn't like it, then don't be the pot called the kettle black, because she wouldn't have been on the show if it wasn't for Malaysia. So I didn't like though that Duffy said that in that way. However, how
Mhm.
British spun it from what she said, and she didn't give her all of the context. Like, we were cool, they were cool, it was promoting my business for free. And
Right.
so why shouldn't she repost it? And I just really feel like British, for whatever reason, look, you don't have to like the girl, but she is an OG of the show. She should have just stayed out of it, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think so too.
Even if Duffy confronted her, she just should have been like, no, I didn't like it. She didn't have to go into all of the stuff like, well, you and Brandy are having a hard time, but that's
Right.
not your place. It's not your issue. I
And to
feel
me,
like she was doing too much.
I think it's to me, I feel like Brandi and Duffey are handling it in their way they've normally handled their
Yes.
situations by taking some space,
Yes.
And I feel like it's the same thing that happens with her in Malaysia. They keep putting all this spice on it, so they keep bringing this whole thing up because they have nothing else to talk about,
Yeah.
and it just makes Brandi and whoever she's mad with argue or whatever.
Yes.
Or I think it's putting more fuel to the fire because now she
Yes.
hasn't talked to Duffy and how we don't even know how long this is, and when she does, there's more stuff that she has to talk to her about now.
Right. And then again, yes, now you heard that bit of information, but if you're going to bring it up, she should have brought it up to, in my opinion, British should have brought it up to Brandy before she even met with Duffy. She should have been
Yeah,
like, I don't like the post. What do you think? Because it was
yeah.
her issue that she was having, right? It
Really
was
didn't
like,
even care.
right. She didn't even care. She was just like, I didn't like it for Brandy, but you're not Brandy. Let
Yeah,
Brandy speak for herself. She knows her friend since she was a teenager, and the
yeah.
way she
They've known
took
her for
it,
19 years.
yeah. So I'm just like, let them handle, or at least try to address it when they feel like it's appropriate. It's not
Right,
appropriate to keep having these sidebar conversations about something that, okay, it's fair. You can not like something, but then go to that person that is not causing the friction first.
right, right.
To me, that's the mature thing to do. So for her to meet with Duffy first and get her side and then relay it for Duffy, which Duffy didn't ask her to do,
Mhm.
okay, and relay it wrong, and leave out some key points, that made her look really messy. And I was just like, girl, are you trying to create something just so we won't have to hear ankle monitor for the
Oh
millionth
my gosh.
time?
I was so glad not to hear about that ankle monitor until she
Yes,
mentioned it at the end.
she did mention it at the end. Because that's all she's got. So Dad, that's all she's
Yeah.
got.
But see, this was her thing when she was on the first time with Sunday too. She was doing this.
Yes. And
So
that's what
it's
I'm
just like
saying.
a
Like,
thing.
don't, well, yeah, but then again, don't be the pot calling the kettle black. Don't try to then throw dirt on Malaysia for doing the same thing that you're doing.
Right. That's true.
Right? She
That's
her
true.
her big issue, from my perspective with Malaysia is that you do and say stuff and bring people around that you
Mhm.
shouldn't be bringing around, that you know that other people have an issue with. So right
That's what
now
she
she
did.
should know that Brandi and Duffey have their own issue. Why would she interject her opinion for something so sensitive? Don't do what you said that you basically made the girl leave the show for doing, and you're doing it.
Yeah, that's true. I
I'm
never thought
saying,
about that, Sydney.
yeah, I'm like, I'm not trying to be like, or whatever. I just feel like even when it came to Malaysia, and me defending her, like I'm saying, you can't call her a liar when they all lie. You can't say that one person, call somebody out of their name when they all do it. You can't do that. Fair has to be fair. And don't try to, bash Malaysia for it when they all do it.
Yeah.
They're doing it without her on the show right now.
And again, I just think that I'm tired of the whole. Did you hear every time that
Right.
somebody said something? Did you hear what they said, Brandi? About and it's like they just keep bringing Brandi all this stuff.
Yes.
And for me, it's like this is why people don't like Brandi because they know she's going to pop
Yes.
off, and then she becomes unlikable to a lot of people.
That's absolutely right. And I felt like, that's an excellent point to make, Deb, because that's what I've been saying all along. Because
Yeah,
you were like, why don't you like her? I was like, because she always seems angry
yeah.
and bitter. But
Like they never bring her any good news ever.
that's
like,
true. But then also, then stay out of it. I know it's a show and you're trying to create some entertainment, but there are certain things that they just hammer too hard. And this is
yeah,
one of them. Now that Malaysia's gone, now we have this whole
I know.
situation with, them dragging out this Duffy situation. If
Yeah,
they would all just leave them alone and give them a chance to kind of catch their breath instead of forcing, like, you're going to talk to her and you're going to talk, you know what, eventually they may talk, but this is not helping at
right.
all.
But I don't think any of them know how to be friends anyway.
No, they don't.
But even thinking about Malaysia and Brandi and Duffey and Brandi, like these are
Yeah.
long-term friendships that they've
Yeah.
had. These girls are
Allegedly.
not friends of anybody's on the show besides I think British was Jackie's friend.
Yeah, but allegedly, because then all of a sudden that went away. And and Malaysia's explanation was, she said that she said that Brandi complained about, you're bringing me this stuff and it's too much, and so she stopped doing it, and then she's blame her for not doing it. But I'm just like, the
Well, no,
only one
Malaysia made that because she said she felt like it was
too
too
much.
much for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's why she said that. But again, so then she wants them to share, and she wants her to be open on the season, or they give her a hard time because she's not opening up. But who wants to open up when you're going to get immediately backlash? I'm not going to do it. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm just not going to do it. You're never going to hear my piece. You're never going to hear my truth. So don't be surprised about that. Just let's go on the fun things. Let's have our little wine and have fun. And then let's leave it there. But if you want to have a deeper conversation, then you have to behave that way to make somebody feel comfortable to want to share that stuff with you.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Tiffany GT says she doesn't owe Brandi any loyalty when it comes to her business and money. And that's true too.
Yeah. She has a family.
Yeah.
To be in all honesty, Duffey has a family. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that Brandi doesn't, but Duffey
That's
explained,
why I don't
and
think that it bothered Brandi though, because she knows that.
that's what I'm saying. But that's why what's her face should have stayed out of it, British, because
Mhm.
I believe, and I don't, I'm not a fan of your girl, but I believe if Brandi had all of the,
I know you have to throw that out there.
well, I'm just saying, like, but fair is fair. If Brandi had all of the context, I don't think she would have reacted the way she did.
I don't think she would have either.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's that. It wasn't that scene wasn't even really long at all. So.
No, it wasn't.
Up next we have British, Jackie, and Brooke. Jackie is taking. Oh, she's telling me she's going to take Doug to Dubai. Brooke says she's been there. She slept in some underwater hotel.
Right.
I'm like, is it with this husband that we forgot about?
Yes. But didn't she say he was some sort of a producer or something? Like, nobody knows what that meant. We forgot about the husband. Yeah.
They talk about Brooke and her husband. Brooke tells Jackie about the meetup with Jennifer. Jackie is going to apologize. British tells them about the meetup with Duffey. None of them are cool with what Duffey was saying. She doesn't owe Brandi any loyalty. British decides she's going to tell Brandi.
Well, they basically push her to tell Brandi because
Yeah,
they were like, if you don't tell her before she sees this, it's going to be a problem. Which
yeah,
again, I would be like, I don't want to insert myself into their situation. I mean, be a grown up. Like none of them are mature enough to know that that's probably a bad idea. And if you're going to share that stuff with Brandi, give it to her verbatim. Everything
right,
that Duffey said, she should have told her, not just the ending part with I don't owe her any loyalty about my business.
right.
Like she didn't say she didn't or owe her loyalty as a friend.
Mhm.
She said my business. She's advertising my business for free, and they were cool at the time, and she and I were cool at the time. So why didn't she share that context other than when I brought it up to Duffey, she said she doesn't owe you anything.
Right.
That was wrong,
Messy. It's
and
messy.
it was so messy, and she kept doing it. I was like,
Yeah.
because even when she was talking to Jackie, and then they were like, oh, they said that she doesn't owe any loyalty to her, like, but they didn't have the context
And
either.
the whole group was probably like, "Well, now come on now, Duffy." But in
Right.
reality, that's not what she said.
That's not what she said.
So yeah,
Yeah, I was bothered by that the whole episode.
it bothered me too because I was like,
Yeah,
"That's not what she
that's
said."
not what she said.
Oh, British. We should have just
Just
heard about the ankle. We should have heard about the ankle monitor
thank
this
you. I was
episode.
just about to say that. I would rather hear about Dash or the ankle monitor again because I just felt like in every scene it just kept getting worse and worse, and I'm like, she cannot be oblivious that this is causing like a trickle down
Yeah,
situation, right? So
yeah,
then obviously the next time they all get together as a group, it's going to be strained and everybody's going to be looking at Duffey, with the side eye. And that's not what she said.
yeah.
She said it, but that's not all she said.
I wondered if she ever cleared up what she said to this group.
I don't even think like, especially when Brandi gets super angry like that and she puffs up,
Mhm.
she doesn't want to hear it at that point.
No, I'm saying I wondered if she ever tell them what Duffy actually said, like the not even outside
Oh,
of
at
Brand.
some point, does
Yeah,
British do it?
yeah,
I don't, it doesn't sound like she does because the way she explained it twice already
and she
was
might not even know she needs to.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's messed
she
up.
should know that she needs to, but yeah.
Yeah, because look who the messenger is.
Yes, exactly.
So the next part, I do love this part with Angel and British. Um, they went to the mommy group and they met two doulas. They struggled with postpartum depression. British shared her story about her dad, which I think she talked about this earlier in the season too, right?
Yeah, she did.
And maybe I think for
Well, wait a minute. She talked about her dad passing away. I was surprised to hear that it was while she was
pregnant.
pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, to me, that kind of, I don't know. With everything that she has going on, I could just see why she's probably emotionally all over the place.
Yeah.
Because that's hard. That's hard.
I mean, it's hard, period, regardless of what she's going through,
Yeah.
right now. I mean, just losing your parent is devastating. I've lost both of mine at
Mhm.
different times in my life, and it is not easy and it never goes away. So I
Yeah.
just feel like right now she's more vulnerable because she does also, on top of that, have this federal case going on. Plus, she's really trying to relate to Angel, which I was okay with.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was cool that Brandi and her suggested her do the mommy group thing.
Yeah.
And I also love that British went with her for the first meeting.
Yeah.
Um,
Because she needs help. Like
yeah.
they know what it's like. She needs help.
Yeah. What I wish that this is what they would have did with Jennifer when her mom dad died.
Yeah, but they didn't like Jennifer at that point.
I
Remember?
know, but I'm still. I mean, for me personally,
Hmm.
I don't even care if I don't like you. And I was up with this like I can't imagine what it's like to lose my parents.
Yeah.
I have said both my parents are still alive, so I can't. I don't even have. I have empathy for people, but
Right.
I cannot put myself.
Really imagine it. Yeah.
Yes,
And neither could I. Like
I
I
don't
used
know
to
what I would do or how I would feel, but
yeah.
I support people who I do know who goes through that because I
Yeah.
know that I would want someone there for me.
Right, absolutely. And it's so weird after, a year basically people seem uncomfortable and they're empathetic, but they're like, are you still talking about that? It's like that was my mom, you know,
Yeah.
that was my dad. That was, you know, and, you know, when it gets quiet and people do start checking on you, does not mean that the grief is going away. There's a
Yeah.
whole process and everybody does it differently, you know? So it really is like, I'm sure because she needs, I mean, our parents are, hopefully most of our parents, you know, are mark of unconditional love, right?
Yeah.
So right
Yeah.
now she doesn't have her husband. She only has, and I'm sure she's scared, so I'm sure she's thinking a lot about her parents,
And she's raising her daughter by herself.
and she's
And
raising their daughter by herself. Yep.
yeah.
And then think
I
about it
think
from
for me,
Angel's
I would even
perspective.
even being in her shoes, like, what if something happens to me? Then my daughter has to experience this, you know?
Yes. And I'm sure that she's terrified from all of
Yeah.
that, you know, because her husband is not that great. So,
Yeah.
or ex-husband. But then again, I felt a lot of the same thing for Angel, feeling like she's alone, even though she's with a house full of people.
Yeah. And but I mean, even she has a traumatic story because remember her
Yep.
what happened with her son's father, or was it her
Yeah.
son?
Yeah. Her son.
He took his life.
Yep. While she
So
was pregnant,
yeah, while she was pregnant.
you know, I
I
mean,
think
think
that's maybe
about,
what kind of gave them a little bit bigger of a bond because British lost her dad, and then Angel's son lost his dad.
yep, absolutely right. And, you know, a lot of times when we, you know, are trying to, and again, like she said, Angel said, once she had the baby, then she could kind of busy herself with like, let me take care of the
Yeah.
baby, let me do this, that, and the other. And right now, she doesn't have, you know, the capacity to do so because she feels depressed and she feels like she's failing herself, she's failing them, you know.
All those things that she said that to me, I was just like, man, that has to be a hard space to be in, you know.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
wondering if you're good enough for your kids and
Yep.
what you need to get back to work. And my mom, like, what is Rock doing? Acting a fool at home? Like, what's happening here?
Right.
I mean, then he's like, yes, you just need to change your mind. No, sir.
She's actually
She's still
experiencing something that she cannot control,
control, yes.
you know? Yeah.
And then the more she talked about it, I'm sure she said this around him or to him or anything.
I don't think that she did so, Deb. I think
You
that
know?
no, I think that you're being kinder. It almost, like I said, it read on part A, she seems kind of afraid of him. She doesn't, and
Mhm.
I think that's putting part of the pressure that she can't really tell him and can't really relate to him
Mhm.
to communicate what she really feels. You know what I mean?
I just want better for her though, because to me, like that has to be like an emotional jail.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
so you can't even get out of it, you know?
Nope. Nope. And I think
You
that
have an
again,
able-bodied person that lays next to you every night
right,
that you're bringing life with, and you
right.
can't even talk to them about it. Like, I would want to go out of
Me
that.
too. And I think like once again, like I said in part A, I think she got stuck. I think that
Yeah.
they were kicking it. Then the quarantine happened, so they were together, you
Mhm.
know, so
Then they made a
instead of big,
baby.
and they made a baby. And I felt like she was stuck, you know,
Yes.
because I don't really see the love. I
No
don't
love at
feel
all. At
no at
all.
all. I don't feel the connection.
The
I
sad
feel it.
part is I see more love with Brooke and that man who I
Yes,
forgot
I
about.
was about to say that. I mean, they just seem like, don't they just seem like
Roommates.
roommates, like friends or something? They don't seem like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah,
Hey
hey
Tamiko.
Samiko.
Hey, so Deb and City, sorry I'm late to the live because I'm at work. It's all right. We changed our time today, so we're just seeing how this works. What's going on, just simply?
Hey, just simply.
So, but yeah, I love that we can like talk like this
Yeah,
about stuff because I mean, one, I think that people don't who haven't experienced things. I'm glad I was able to share that. Like, we don't know, we don't know what that feels like,
yeah,
but there are people that do, and and I even for me, like. I always say, I'm just going to be there for you. I don't need to say anything or,
yeah.
I'm here for you. And I think that that's really dope that we can kind of have these conversations with a reality show. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you know it is supposed to be based on reality most of the time,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not really. But like, I mean, I try to tell people this, like, you really don't know what it's like to lose a parent
Hmm.
unless you've lost one. You
Hmm.
can be as empathetic, but really that's all you really can do, because
Yeah.
nothing that anybody tells you is going to help. I mean, that's been my experience, and my friends' experience once they've had to go through it. But it's almost like the only thing that really helps, and I hate to say it, is time. I
Yeah.
mean, you just learn
And no one
time.
wants to hear that.
Exactly, and nobody wants to hear that. You want to feel better immediately, so it's hard.
And just simply said, I need the girls to get out of their feelings and into their bag. I'm with you with that.
Yes,
I
me
really
too. Me too. But I don't know. I was just going to say just simply all of their bags seem like, is that a real business? I don't know.
because what was
Other than Angel.
Angel. Now she definitely, and even when they destroyed her on the national television, she still made that business do what it did.
Absolutely.
What was British? I mean, what was Malaysia promoting for Duffey? Oh, waist trainer.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. What is it?
I'm just right. It's just like, is it a hair? Is it a purse?
I think that Evelyn and Malaysia sell the same stuff, like that. Those bodysuits.
Oh, really? But I thought that Em also has like the jewelry thing that she's been doing for years with the butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you notice, on Queen's Court, all the girls had them earrings in at some point.
Yes, and her workout stuff. She was smart. She promoted her stuff without promoting it. I was like, go ahead, Em.
Yeah. And Portia actually had on some of Evelyn's stuff on when she was on Housewives the last season she was on.
Oh, really? I don't remember Evelyn, that. I don't remember that.
She shouted out Evelyn on her Instagram when she had it on.
I remember didn't Kenya have it on? I remember when Kenya had it on, but not Portia.
Yeah, Kenya's had it on too.
Okay. I love it.
To me, I think that she might sponsor basketballs because that's all they wear is bodysuits.
Yes, I mean, but not the cute ones like Evelyn.
No.
I feel like you're right. They do wear a lot of spandex and bodysuits, which I don't think is a good look, and it's not fashion.
Yeah.
To me. And when the show started, it was much more about fashion. But whatever, it is what it is. I think with all the BBLs and all that stuff, that probably is the thing that feels most comfortable to them. Probably,
You're probably right, Cindy.
Yeah. Because I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of seeing lycra and spandex and where are the clothes and the fashions? The only one that
person wears clothes is Jennifer.
Yeah, I was just about to say the only one that gives me fashion is Jen. I mean, I don't like her, but I have to give it to her. Like, I mean, wear something different. Wear a wrap, a different jacket. Everything is stretchy. Anyway.
And then Angel Brinks is understandable because it's her.
Yes, but now she's wearing clothes again.
Yeah.
And she looks great.
Oh, hey, little boss lady. But yeah, so I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right.
I'm just saying. What do you mean? I'm always right.
Listen to my girl Brandi, then I don't know.
I said some right stuff about Brandi today.
And I agree with the things that were so positive about her today. So
I did.
Growth.
First of all, like I said, the truth is the truth. Period.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to Jackie and Jennifer. Jackie knocks on the door and Jennifer just sits there.
I mean, I was just already annoyed by that one thing. Like, this is how you're going to start. Like, don't agree to meet with somebody and you're going to act like a child. Girl, either meet with the lady or not. This is your house. You don't get up from your... Anyway, I didn't like that.
I laughed at it. I thought it was funny.
Did you?
Because it's this petty Jennifer.
She's just so petty.
Yes. Jackie apologizes. She owns that she took Jennifer's comment about the house the wrong way. They talk about her calling Jennifer a donkey giraffe.
Right.
And then she invites Jennifer on the trip. They didn't really have a lot to talk about, to be honest.
They didn't. And again, I felt like, at that moment, because she changes on a dime, Jackie seemed sincere in her apology and felt, she to me, and I'm a really good reader of that. In that particular moment, she did really feel like it was petty and she really apologized. And I felt like it was genuine. And I didn't like that Jen was giving her the side eye, but offering her something to drink. And I'm just like, if you want to meet with her, meet with her. She's always going to be on the show. You can come and go, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She can come and go.
I did like the comment that she made about them being like the matriarchs of the show.
Yeah. I don't feel like...
No one ever really thinks of Jennifer that way,
I was just going to say, I don't see her in that way. I felt like...
But to be honest, she's the only person that was there from the beginning.
Well, yes, but I mean, it's true to me that, that obviously, yes, that's the case. But when Jackie said that, I'm just kind of like, wait a minute, first you want to be their sister, and then you want to be a matriarch, and then you saying that you're not competing with Jen. But isn't that saying that you're kind of competing with Jen? She sees them as the same, and they're not the same.
They're not the same. Jennifer's
No.
definitely going to be the matriarch of that group because she's the oldest one there.
She's the oldest one there.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's the face of that show now, more than Jen.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is. But that's only because Jackie's going to turn it up to make sure that people watch.
Right.
Other than that, she probably wouldn't be. But I mean, we all love that Jackie though.
Right. So, right. Not all the time, but yes.
Not all the time, no.
Yeah.
Just simply said, British has these federal charges looming. Why aren't the girls discussing that? I would love to know that.
They can't. Remember, we talked about it. They can't. You cannot talk about.
I'm not saying like she needs to go into detail. I'm saying like the other girls. Why are they not talking about it?
They can't. I'm sure that they said, because they're trying to protect the show, right? So you can't have them talk about this girl's case. It's a federal. It's
on Salt Lake City the entire time.
No, you're not supposed to talk about it. And they told Jen there, that Jennifer, I'm sorry, that Jen Shaw, who is her husband is one of my friends, they told her not to do it, and she was doing it. So,
and that makes sense from Jen.
Yeah, they said you shouldn't be talking about it. And then there were some scenes where she says, "I can't say too much. I can only say I can't talk about it." Basically, yeah.
Tamiko says, "I love Duffey, but she looked a mess last night when they arrived to Sacramento. I don't remember she had on.
She looked a mess. It was just another stretchy body suit. I agree, Tamiko. That's why you're my BFF."
See, so we've been on for 41 minutes. So the algorithm has to be picking up because now
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know what to do besides just keep doing stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, Powerful just simply says she agrees. Powerful says just simply I don't think they are allowed to talk. Okay, that's what Cindy just said. What's going on to Lovely Givian? I don't love Jackie. Or maybe to like Jackie. And then what's going on, Miss Bernice? Jackie is still mentally a teenager and the ultimate pick-me girl.
Yeah.
She really is.
She really is.
Papa says she didn't have on any makeup. Oh.
She didn't have on any makeup.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I think she looks okay without makeup though.
Me too. I did too. I don't like the outfits though. I don't.
Yeah. You know what I meant to take a picture of this today too. That confessional look with that bow.
Yeah, that's bad.
I hate it.
I hated the big pink bow. And then she keeps wearing it. I know that they do, film the confessional throughout, like sporadically. So we'll see the same hair when I don't like the hair, or the same outfit. But I really don't like that outfit.
Yes, I'm like, why does she wear that?
Yeah,
that was probably something that Candace had on in Potomac for a reunion. She had like a bow, but Duffey's is like a big bow.
Huge.
It's like the bow they put on the Carmex cars.
Yes, and also it's like. So Deb, you know what the bow looks like? It's like, because she's not a small girl, it's supposed to be exaggerated, but on a different frame. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. Yep. I can see that.
If we saw that same bow on Jen, on Brooke, or on it would look smaller.
I can definitely see that.
So
what's going on, Nola Reeds?
Hey, Nola.
Tamiko says her clothes were a mess. Okay, y'all all about
a mess.
The big pink bow outfit. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Powerful. It is horrible.
Every
time I see it, I'm like, Duffey, why did you put this on? Then, like, even if she has the gloves to match.
Yes, and I was just like, what is happening?
And there's pants. The pants match it too.
Yes. We don't need that whole outfit. We don't need the look at all.
All right, so let's get to Jennifer and British. British tells Jennifer tells Brandi that Duffey has no loyalty to her. Brandi. So Jennifer and Brandi, I think. And
what do you mean?
I put Jennifer and Brandi, but it says British tells Brandi that Duffey has no loyalty to her, and Brandy's pissed. So maybe this is British and Brandi.
Yeah, it's British and Brandi. I think we were done with Jen after.
Yeah, I think I wrote it down.
Yeah.
But Brandy's pissed off about it, and for me, the way it was told to her, she has every right to be mad.
Yeah. Right. I feel like, once again, British, if you're not brave enough to tell her the whole context, or just be like, wait,
Yeah.
I don't think she meant it like that. She said that this was because you guys were cool and she was doing it for free. So she was trying to promote it. She should have told her that. And then so she was like, I love you. I gotta go. She was just like, she always has that weird kind of painful, confused face on her, to me, British. And she
British.
was just like, she said that,
Yeah.
she
What
owes
she
you no
did because she
loyalty.
can remember what she was told. So she's trying to remember it. That's why
Yeah.
it's painful, because she
But
can't
it
remember.
just like, but it's just like, then don't talk about it. You know the woman's gonna be upset. Hey, Nola, you know she's gonna be upset. They've already established that. They already established that you're not going to get on any kind of good side with Brandi by opening up a fresh wound. She wasn't expecting her to say that, and so she should have really given her all of the context. Even if she was just like, but I don't think she meant it like that because she said blah blah blah. But she
Yeah.
didn't do that. I was
And
just
that's
kind of like,
that's see, that's what makes me upset, because that's true.
yes. I mean, and then now
That's
once again,
true.
Brandi looks like the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, her reaction was just like, girl, why are you calling her out of her name? Why are you being like, that bee was
But if
living
you
in my
presented to me,
basement?
I think Bill Cosby had said something on the Cosby Show one time about, if you give me a steak dinner on the plate, I'm gonna receive it differently than you giving it to me on the trash can lid.
Absolutely.
And this is a perfect case of that.
Yep. Yep. It's a perfect example. And I feel like too, when they watch this back, Brandi might feel a certain way about British.
Yeah, which she should. I hope she does.
Yeah, because she was just like, now, their friendship was already on thin ice. Now it's kind of teetering, and then we're gonna see Duffey she's gonna probably confront her, and then Duffy's gonna make a face or something that Brandy's already gonna be shut down towards because
Yeah.
she's already putting like a defense up.
I'm interested to see what the reunion looks like for Brandi and Duffey.
I just want to be done with it at this point, because I'm just like, I mean, I don't care about any of those girls or wrapping up their stories. I'm sorry, but I don't. I mean, unless Malaysia's gonna make an appearance, I doubt she
Which we know
will.
she's not gonna do.
She's not gonna do. So it's like, what else
The
do they
fact
have
that
to
they even
wrap
brought
up?
her up this episode to me was it blew my mind.
Yeah, me too. And she's probably thinking too, like, I'm not even on the show, and you
I'm not
guys are
even there. Like,
you're trying to drag me back into it. Yeah.
I honestly hope that Brandi goes back and watches the season and see how much stake they put on their story as
Yes.
well too, because to me, Malaysia and Brandi could have handled their issue and it could have been done with.
Yes.
But because they was like every episode, what about Malaysia? Did you see what Malaysia said? Malaysia.
Yes.
Like, leave her alone.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
I think the same thing that she's doing with Duffey, she would have done with Malaysia.
Absolutely.
Just take a break. Let's come back and talk to her. They had a peace moment.
Yeah.
But it's like every episode after that, Malaysia. I'm like, y'all killing me with this.
And
So
she was more open to it too, and
yeah,
until they kept dragging it out, because you could see that she really did want to kind of mend her relationship with Malaysia, in
absolutely.
my opinion, even more than she wants to with Duffey.
I think that right now, because there's so much misunderstanding with Duffey, it looks that way. But I think the same thing. Brandi to me is a person who, like, she sticks to what she knows. And when people are like just drawing these wedges, because what these other girls think is that, hey, if we can draw a wedge between Malaysia and Brandi,
Yeah.
it's longer.
Yeah.
So they're giving Brandi half of a story. Brandi's getting mad. She's cussing out Malaysia. She's cussing out Duffey. She's doing all this stuff. I mean, because even think about when her and Jackie got to it in past seasons. Drake can come in and be like, y'all, we want to be Jackie's friend. Malaysia come in, y'all, we want to be Jackie's friend. And all of a sudden, they are friends again.
Right.
But they don't have that person on the show.
Right. They don't. But I feel like, even Brandi, when they were in on the first vacation, the first Jackie vacation, she was saying like, I I I don't know. Let me just go back to what I'm going to stick with this. I felt like she was okay when they weren't pushing her. Like I really feel like, if they were listening to her say, don't come to me with Malaysia, then they really still shouldn't come to her with Duffey. Whoever she has a conflict with, just let it go. Even Brandi said on this episode, she was just like, we all know that we can't go to Jackie with this stuff.
Right.
Right?
She was-
So
oh yeah, on the last episode, she was like, we
Mhm.
can't give Jackie advice. Jackie has to give us advice.
Exactly. And it's the truth. And then you can't, I mean, they just, that's her role in that group. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And Jackie's never have any other way.
Yes, but them trying to insert themselves into this situation, and you're not giving the complete story, it's
Mhm.
just giving false, it's giving fake, it's giving forced, it's giving production, and it's giving messy.
So, Queen Bella, what's going on, by the way? She says, I'm confused because I thought when Brandi and Malaysia was cool, they didn't care for Duffey. Now, in this season, Brandi and Duffey are BFFs. Lastly, I believe Brandi is bothered because, I think you'll finish that. So, Duffey and Brandi were friends before the show. They started that way. To me, what is really funny to me is
Wait. You mean Malaysia and Brandi?
no, she said she's confused about, she thought that Brandi and Malaysia,
Yeah.
okay, wait. I'm confused because I thought when Brandi and Malaysia was cool, they didn't care for Duffey.
Yes.
But
Brandi was
Malaysia. I think Malaysia was really playing a joke on her because you remember the season when Brandi came and she started off with not liking Drea.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Malaysia was doing with Duffey.
I feel like it too. Like it's like you're a new girl and you got to earn your earn your keep or earn your wings or earn your place. You know.
And she thought because she came in as Brandi's friend, like automatically her and Malaysia gonna be friends.
Exactly.
Because Brandi was like, I mean, we're not friends. I mean, we're learning to be friends, but we're not friends yet.
Yeah. And that was when that was when it was all the sister and my sister and my sister.
Well, no, Duffey wasn't there yet when that happened with Brandi and Malaysia and Drea. But
No. I sped ahead. I sped ahead to when Duffey came on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was my tita.
Exactly.
I'm like, girl, please stop saying that.
I know. I was like, please stop saying that. And in fact, none of those girls should say sisterhood or sister because none of them act like it at all.
And Miss Bernice, I don't think they tell Brandi everything. I mean, even like what we're talking right now, it makes me want to go back and watch old past episodes to find out what all they actually told Brandi.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they give Brandi like half of what happened, and then Brandi goes off, and she's mad at everybody. I think the season that I really, really liked Brandi the most was the season where British and Sunday was there because I love the friendship between Malaysia and Brandi on that season. It was like, y'all don't want to mess with us. Y'all do your thing, we'll do our own thing. Malaysia was like, listen, you're a messy and, you a drunk.
Right. It's true. But it's also like, girl, you know that they're bringing those elements on there because it's a show.
Yeah.
So,
and that was the same season that Sunday said somewhere not going to have babies because of her cancer.
Yes.
Like they to me, they pick with Brandi because they know she's going to go off. And I think Brandi should go back from a season that she started up until now and watch and be like, you know what? They are really like with me for real.
Right. And and that's what I'm saying. Like, why do you keep signing on to do the show when you know that you have all of these, laundry lists of triggers, but act like nobody else has their triggers? Like, that they're not going to just sit there and want to have cocktails and hors d'oeuvres with you, lady. Like, they're not going to. So what are you going to have to bring to the show? And for me, like I said, from the beginning of the time, it's been that she's so miserable and angry all of the time. Now, I'm not saying that is the truth, though. I'm not saying that she is all of the time. But it comes off that way, though. But it comes off that way, and it's hard to like somebody. I can agree with you. I'm like, oh, you are. I know that was hard. So
it was hard. It was very hard, but it's growth.
It's growth, and I think that's a perfect word for Brandi. I just want to see the growth. I've seen the growth with Malaysia. I haven't seen the growth with her because I don't like the way she talks about her so-called friends, and how and her behavior. Like, well, that's just her being angry. Well, then they have a right to get angry however they want, So
yeah. See, I think even when we were talking about this before Malaysia had left, I was saying that I just feel like with Brandi, you have to give her time, and she's a Gemini. Yeah. You have to give her time. Because once they are mad at something, and it's been a long time. I mean, we are watching her literally take time to even talk to Duffey, her friend of 19 years.
Yeah.
So if she don't automatically deal with stuff on the spot like that, then her reaction is going to be to go off if she has to deal with things immediately like that.
But then she should tell those girls then
Huh?
stop doing that. Then tell those girls the way that she
She
pulled
begged them to
Duffey.
stop bringing up Malaysia to them, and they wouldn't stop.
Well, no, that's not true, because still Jackie tried to get them together. And then they said, like Malaysia had to say herself, I don't want to be going through this with you guys. I'm going through a lot. This
Yeah.
was not my intention. Like, she had to speak up for herself. And I think that Brandi needs to do the same thing.
But she did.
Because
Remember, she pulled Duffy to the side and so she was like, "What's the problem?" Like, I don't
yes,
understand. Like,
but then
Brandi
why
has
didn't she,
been saying that.
but my question is, then why didn't she do that to Duffy again?
You said, "Well, say it again."
Why didn't Brandi do that to Duffy again? Instead of getting immediately angry, if she really wanted her friend and to find a resolution, why didn't she go, thank you for telling me this? Because this is what I would do, okay? Because I'm grown. I would say, thank you for telling me, British, but I don't think that you should be coming back with this information, regardless whether she told her the full story or not, right? So, and she didn't. We all know that she didn't. But
Right.
then I would go to my friend instead of being like, that B and this and this. Like, come on, lady, you're grown. I would call up Duffy and say, I just met with British and she said this. What did you mean?
So I'll say this. Me and Brandi are the same age. We were born the same year.
Yep.
And if I tell you to stop telling me about a certain person, like, I might have a Brandi attitude. Okay. Because I feel like you're like not respecting my boundaries.
But she didn't tell British not to talk to her about Duffy.
But and she didn't, so that's true. But I feel like if I told y'all about that with Malaysia, I don't want to hear about Duffy while we're mad at each other either. At some point, like, I have to understand what the boundaries look like for me. Like when it comes to Jackie,
right?
We know you can't talk about Doug, you can't talk about her Bassard, and you can't put it on the floor. We know all about Jackie, right?
And you can't talk about her kids, especially the youngest two. Yeah,
we know it, Tami. You cannot talk about food stamps. Put your hands in your face. Like, we know the boundaries of some of these women.
Yes.
And for some reason, Brandi doesn't get that respect.
I feel like that because once again, they feel like they're helping her, but it needs to come from her. I was going to say it needs to come from her that you are not. You're making me more angry. You have to say those things, though, because think about it. Those girls hadn't talked for years before they came together for this season, right?
And then some of them weren't even on the show together.
But we know that Brandi and British were, and British got into
they weren't friends though that
with
season
Brandi.
either.
They weren't friends at all. But so I'm saying is like, again, you still don't know her. You're just getting to know this girl.
Right.
So you have to say, don't come to me with this, especially when I'm angry. Let me figure it out on my own. I don't need you campaigning to 3 other girls about my situation,
Okay. I got you.
I just felt bad because I felt bad for Brandi. I was like, this is why I wanted to give you concrete proof on why I've never felt her. This is why. I don't like.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't like that behavior. But I understand her being upset. But I'm just like, at some point, where's the growth to say, let me go talk to my friend myself?
I'm trying to interview her and talk to her so we can talk about it.
And that will be a solo.
I'll put it out here in the atmosphere. Put it out here.
That will be a solo interview, and I will be in the bushes. Okay.
Because I need to talk to my girl. Like, listen, ma'am. Okay.
Do you think that she really would be receptive?
I don't know. I think it would be a fun conversation. I mean, we're the same age, so I mean, some of the stuff that she does, I get it.
Yeah, but you seem nicer than her. Like.
Well, that's because I'm a Virgo. We're very mild-mannered. We're not about to explode on you unless we like at the very end of everything. She's a Gemini. They explode everywhere.
Oh, she's a Gemini. I didn't know what her sign was.
Yeah, Miss Bernice said Brandi is a woman child who doesn't know how to manage her emotions. Just like
I'm just saying, it's just not a good look, and all of us are getting older. Like, this has been a decade of this same behavior, or close to a decade. Like,
but I mean, again, going back to what you talked about, we're looking at it from our perspective of knowing everything that she doesn't know.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
So for me, I'm gonna give her the pass.
I wouldn't, because I would be like,
I know you wouldn't.
But once again, if you want somebody to be loyal to you, because that's my big thing as a Leo. If you want someone to be loyal to you, you have to be loyal to them. And her cussing her out and calling her a B and all this stuff in front of British is not being loyal to her friendship to Duffey. She should have just said, thank you for telling me. I need to go and talk to quote unquote my friend.
But even if she would have did that, they would have never played that part. And you know that.
They should have. Because we've seen other makeups. We just saw Jackie and Jen have a whole nice, happy moment.
Allegedly.
Yes, that's true too. I mean, that's fair. We saw that.
Very much so, because it doesn't end well.
Yeah, I would much rather see the Brandi at dinner than the Brandi with British, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we get to Jackie and Doug. They're cooking for the ladies. British and Angel missed their flight. Jackie is getting turned on by helping Doug cook.
By spicing up some salmon for them. Like, really? I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that lady talk about her bedroom life with Doug ever.
I enjoy it.
Do you? Oh, gross.
It just, not like Jackie and the visuals that could happen.
Yeah.
But I enjoy seeing black love on TV. And it's real black love.
Them being a couple. Yeah, I don't mind them being a couple. But again, Doug is always trying to be. He was like, you don't even have to ask. I'll give you a kiss. I was like, that's sweet. But then her with the fish and the rubbing of the fish, I don't need it. I'm like, she does act like a child. I'm just like, is this the first time that you've ever made salmon, ma'am? Like,
well, it might have been because he said she doesn't cook.
Okay, well then let him do it, and you step away because I don't need.
Well, she did it because Brandi, when they sat down with Brandi and Jason, he was like, she doesn't cook, and she was like, I don't cook. But we're going to cook together. They were going to cook together. So they did. Right. So it's probably for the show because Jackie probably not going to see another piece of salmon until it's cooked.
It did look good and fresh. Okay, let me give it to Jackie. Okay, Jackie. You made some salmon. All right, girl.
And I thought it was funny that he left her to wash the dishes.
You know that once those cameras were off, she was probably like, Doug, come wash the dishes.
Right. He came right back down those steps and washed some dishes.
Right. Yeah.
But that's why I love their relationship. I miss her having weddings every year. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I don't need to ever see another one. I did like the house. It was fine. It was fine.
Yes. Miss Bernie says you don't talk about Duffey like a dog and say that without her, where would Duffey be? Brandi is the type that will turn on a friend when she's met, but also Miss Bernice. Now hold on. Brandi does not know all the information of what was actually said from Duffey.
But then where's her loyalty to Duffey to get to the bottom of it?
All she knows is that Duffey don't have no loyalty to her. She hasn't talked bad about him until she heard that.
But she doesn't even know that she really even said that. She heard it sidebar from Brinks.
Because they haven't had time to talk. And even she's like, we at Jackie's place. I'm about to mess up this whole thing. So I'm going to just wait and talk to Duffey. So for me, I understand.
Okay. I don't understand a mature person doing that at all.
Here we go with this. I knew it was coming. I believe Brandi's going to stuff with her husband, so she's taking it out on everybody. I don't think that's true. Beautiful Black says loyalty drop cash app for the books.
For the book bags.
Yes.
Is that for your children? It's uniforms, though, right? Not.
And thank you, Cindy. I saw what you said. I forgot to say it earlier. Or was that you?
No. Yeah, I'm just saying. Beautiful Black says like drop the cash app for the book bags, but I thought you were doing
uniforms.
Uniforms, yeah.
Yes. But yes, I did see that you did it, but I was like, it was the first and last name, and I wanted to make sure I just said Cindy. I overthought it and then forgot to say something.
That's okay.
Maybe I need to cuss you out like Brandi, cuss everybody else out. They had a wedding on the first part. Oh, they sure did.
You're
sure
right.
Did. That's right.
You're right. That's right.
Actually,
I already forgot about the part A for the most part.
Here I go saying I missed it. She did it.
Yes.
But that was like a small one compared to the other ones they had. But that, nevertheless.
It wasn't small. They just cut the scene because they were trying to get to the Malaysia and Brandi part, I think.
No, Doug will be flying them all over the country to meet a special place. Jackie knew what was happening this year, So.
Yeah, that's true. And he probably was just like, let me do it this year.
Yes. And tell these people so they know where they're coming to, so they ain't dressed like they with these bodysuits on.
Exactly. Even though Duffey, I think maybe low key had something on because she DJ'd the event as well.
She did.
Yeah,
she did. But so I thought the scene with Doug and Jackie cooking, I thought it was so cute, and I that's what I want to watch on a Basketball Wife or any wife for show.
Right.
The relationships. I want to see that.
You do want to see. Look, I don't mind Doug being on camera the way that I do Rockstar, but I don't need to see the men.
And even Jason, because he's married to Brandi.
Sure. I'm not saying anything about that man. I'm trying to let you have a good night. Okay. I'm trying to let you have a good night with your girl. Okay.
All right. Hold on. Miss Bernice said, stop making excuses for her behavior, so Dad. Common sense, I'm going to talk to my friend of 19 years over someone I know less than that. But the thing is that if they've been dealing with issues they have this way, then let them deal with it that way because it works for them. Now, they've probably never had Britishes and other people coming in giving out false information and their manager, but if this is how they deal with it, then that's how you deal with it. That's just my own opinion.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to this is where all my notes is at. Okay. So the girls arrived to Sacramento. Brooke's husband is winning her back. She's thinking about giving him another chance, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Brandi decides she's not going to talk to Duffey about the loyalty before they go to Jackie's. They finally get to the hotel and meet up with Jackie. British says she's on the run as a joke. I'm like, no, girl.
You really are. Right.
Right.
And when they first had Jackie be like, come to Sacramento, I was like, wow, the budget has gone down for these girls' trips. But then I thought she probably couldn't. British probably couldn't go.
Monitor.
Yeah.
She was working. She was waiting on the judge to approve her to go on the trip, but it was already approved. I don't think that's true either.
No.
She didn't know. Jackie has a surprise for them. She takes them to a rooftop, gives them, champagne and food and hors d'oeuvres. She's taking them on a tour of one of the arenas that rarely they get tours on. Angel finally shows up. She's in a better space. British points out Jackie didn't invite Malaysia. And then Jackie asks if they want her to invite, does she want them to invite her?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's looking like, no. She tells them to go check out their rooms. Everybody likes the room, but Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer also is mad because she has meat on her tray, on her charcuterie board. We're gonna stop there.
So silly. So silly.
Jennifer, for me, we've never seen Jennifer this rowdy.
No. I mean, she immediately turned up, and I was just like, if you did not accept that woman's apology, don't go on her trip. Right. Whatever you wind up with, that's what you wind up get. Yes. And if you don't like it, then feel free to go stay at the Four Seasons or some other place.
If you would have got this, because we've seen her do this before.
Yes. But I'm just like, she knows I don't eat meat, but you go to every other function where Brandi's cooking meat, where everybody's having meat, and now all of a sudden she's mad that she got it in her room as a gift. I just was like, she is the most kind of ungrateful, spoiled brat. And I'm just like, she was like, do I look like I'm deluxe? And I'm just like, you don't even have to be on the trip. You were about to not even be on the trip when you were falling out with her. So what is the problem? I was really shocked by her behavior.
And we know that Jennifer is a spoiled brat, but like this is like on another level for me.
Yes, same.
I'm like, Jennifer.
Yes.
Especially when she called Jackie to confront, like we've never seen her call to confront anybody.
Right. Especially not Jackie. And you know Jackie's not going to tolerate it because normally she's too scared to confront anybody. But I feel like she, this group is really giving her a space to kind of do and behave the way that she wasn't able to do with bigger personalities.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because when Tami and Shaunie and Malaysia, and even when Brandi, when they were all on before they even came over
And
to
Evelyn.
LA,
Mm-hmm.
Evelyn, none of them were letting her get away with any of this stuff.
None of it.
Jackie's running amok and nobody cares.
Yes, exactly.
They're like, please, can we be cool, Jackie?
Right.
No.
I'm
surprised Brandi's not calling her out more.
I know. Like, who are you? What,
Yes.
But again, I would rather Brandi stay out of the mess too, because like, I feel like even if it's not her own mess, she gets in other people's messes, and she needs to concentrate on trying to repair her friendship, in my opinion, if Duffey, is important to her with Duffey.
I agree with that. I agree on that.
Yeah.
But yes, I was really shocked at Jennifer's behavior.
Me too.
And then after the commercial break,
I was just like, wow. Yeah.
So after the commercial break, the ladies all meet up in Duffey's room. Jennifer is pissed.
Yes, and I'm just like, she's like, you have a whole seating area, and then the Angel was like, oh, you don't have it. But I'm just like, it wasn't like she said she was bringing Jelani. You're probably only there for what, a day or two. Jennifer, you can't just sit in your room. She was like, I walk in, it's just a bed. I'm like, that sounds like a regular hotel room to me, girl.
But I feel like they were kind of rubbing it in. Like, you don't have a sitting room, you don't have a toilet, you have blinds.
I think that they were just kind of like, oh, I didn't, like, again, I think they were probably surprised by how angry she was,
I would have been doing the same thing. Like, girl,
me too.
You have a doorknob?
Exactly. But
is the toilet paper in the bathroom?
Right. But the whole thing, she knows I don't eat meat thing, then eat around it. Who does that to a host? And you know that if you just tried to patch things up with Jackie, this is probably not the behavior to exhibit.
And if you just got into it with Jackie, she's not gonna give you anything good.
At all.
It's never
at all. She's petty boots. She's always been that way. And she probably, like I said, wouldn't have even invited her on the show, know, if she was acting turned up like that. If Jackie saw her just sitting her tail on the couch when she was ringing the doorbell, she's gonna piss her off all over again.
Wait till Jackie sees that.
Yeah, it's gonna piss her off all over again.
Yeah. What else we had? Jennifer calls Jackie and goes off. She asks her, does she look like a deluxe bitch? And I'm like, when she said, I'm like, I'm not thinking of a deluxe. I'm thinking like somebody person.
Right.
So
because I was thinking to myself for a second, is it just me, Deb, or were you thinking deluxe is nice?
Yeah.
Right? She should have said basic. I'm not a basic.
Yeah, I can receive basic a little bit better.
Yeah.
She says she's not in a suite, and Angel says, well, actually you are now, but yours room is not.
Yeah. Well, see what I'm saying?
When Angel said that, I cried tears.
But again, it's not like this girl is married. She didn't bring her at her little, fake boyfriend at the time. She has no children. You can't just stay. Why would we have to pay for you to have a suite to do what? In
right.
You're not sharing it with anybody.
Dating Jelani?
Yes, but I'm like, if you're not sharing it with anybody, why would she? All right, whatever. I'm just saying.
I think I got like two more. Jackie sounds like she was confused at first with me.
Because she was talking softly. She wasn't talking loud. She was just like, she goes, "Hey Jennifer, what's going on?" She was just like, are you being serious right now?
Yeah, like I think Jackie really didn't know what that.
Yeah.
Even if she was, I think the Jackie changed her mind. Like, I don't give a damn now. You gonna stay in that room?
Or do like the other housewives.
And that sounds like some shit Jackie would do, though.
Right, but then do like the other housewives, like on Roja, they'll be like, "I'm staying here, and you guys will stay here."
Right. Even on Jackie's first trip, they was like, "We're not staying here." They all got another hotel.
Right. Instead of you don't go off on a host because you don't even have to be there.
Right.
Wait. Even Duffey and Brandi knew that they were like, Jackie is trying to do something good on the second time, and we're not complaining about it. We want to keep the vibe positive, not negative.
Yes.
Even they know that.
Yes. So I said I put Jackie sounds shocked, but then says she's going to come to the hotel.
Well, she said she was going to come upstairs. So for all we know, she was probably downstairs drinking or something.
And she couldn't have left that fast.
No.
So she said she's going to come and clown Jennifer's ass. And then Duffey asked, does she think that Jackie did it on purpose? And Jennifer says yes.
Well, if she felt like she was doing it on purpose, then perhaps you should not go on a trip right after you just had a fallout.
Right. And
because you know how Jackie is.
Yes.
You know, and again, I'm not making excuses for her, but the way that Jen came at her was super rude when she just greeted you with like champagne. When have we seen Jennifer do anything like
for
that
anybody.
nice for anybody? You know, and I'm just like, we haven't seen a girls trip that Jen has planned, but she always wants all these accommodations. The girls who want the best accommodations, like, and I can only reference it to Roja, is that they plan the trip. So they do get the penthouse. They do get the whatever. I was a little bit.
Normally the person who plans these trips for these girls every time.
Or it was somebody else, like a Shaunie or an Evelyn or one of the other OGs.
Evelyn, like, I'm going to New York, y'all.
Yes. Exactly. But no. They went to New York too for that other girl that I can't remember her name, and that was only on one season.
With big head, with big diva.
Yes.
What's her name?
I can't remember.
Tasha Mulberry.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I mean, like I was okay with her kind of mean girl in it back until she kind of kept beating that dead horse with her birthday. I was like,
I hated it.
You're not turning 5 years old, woman. You're grown.
Yeah. And then when she did the headbutt thing,
that was bad. Yeah. And I was just like, she's not going to get another season because we
haven't even heard about her.
Nothing. And then remember her business. So Deb, she misspelled the
oh yes. And then she had, what was the name of it?
It was something bad. The only
thing I remember was that stupid puppet that she had.
Yeah.
Big diva.
Right.
And Tami was like,
what is this?
I know I'm not probably like the person to ask the questions. Right. This is a bad idea.
Right. Exactly. That's right. And then Ev was remember they were standing outside. She was like, she leaned over to Tami, which I wish they would have become friends, but she was like,
I know, so bad.
She was just like, she goes, you know, it's misspelled, right? And Tami looked up and was like cracking up and stuff.
Well, they were friends that season though.
Yeah, but I just wish that
cordial, I guess.
Yeah, they were cordial, and I just wish they would have stayed that way.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Miss Bernice.
Hey, Miss Bernice.
Hello. Yep.
Now you can come here and read me about Brandi.
You know I am. And then I'm going for Jennifer. Okay. I know you know you're an empath and all that great stuff. Love it. But the reason Brandi is the way she is because nobody ever checks her on her emotions.
Okay.
Nobody never says, you know, well, Brandi, you know what? You really need to calm down and look at it from this point of view. Instead of always being a hurt child and I got to react so you can hurt just like you made me hurt. That's what she do.
Miss Bernice, do you think, though, that Brooke is trying to be that person for her this second half?
I think so. But Brooke is the only one who's trying to. The rest of them just like, they like Jackie. Okay, I know she's going to go off. So I'm going to avoid anything that's going to make her go off. That's not being a friend.
Right.
Well, some of them are just like fires.
And British can take her little tether ass and go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
With that ankle monitor.
Yes.
Because all of that wasn't necessary because she didn't even have to go back and tell Brandi that.
Yeah. Well, no, in my opinion, she had every right to go back and tell Brandi, which British shouldn't have done is talk to 4 and 5 of the other girls before she went back to Brandi. Like, no, you don't tell them first.
No, because she was hoping that one of the other girls would go back and tell her, so she wouldn't go back and tell her.
Then it's not her place to bring up that she didn't like seeing Malaysia on her page. She was the one that had a problem with it.
She was the only one, because none of them ones seen a problem with it. Like, why you got a problem with it? Well, you know, she's not being loyal. She's not being loyal to Brandi.
Right.
This is about her business. Her loyalty, talk about her business, making money for her and her family. Loyalty go out the door.
Yep. And again, it wasn't like she was dissing Brandi by showing Malaysia. She just showed her in her waist trainer. That was it.
Right.
It would have been different. Like disloyal to me would have been like what, unfortunately what Tamar is doing in the whole Candy thing.
Exactly.
And
And she didn't. And she didn't do that. That's a whole other subject.
That's a whole different
Rebuke
thing.
the demon. That's a whole different thing. Yeah.
When Tamar posted the thing like, and Carlos King didn't steal nothing. Like you didn't even have to insert yourself in
right. You didn't have to insert yourself in that situation.
Right. That would be disloyal, right? I can understand Candy being mad with Tamar because Tamar didn't need to say that. They had already, I thought, made up, and so did Candy. And then she posted the thing knowing that when Candy started crying about something, just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. And she really should have stayed out of it. But again, it's not like Duffey did that to Brandi, right? She just showed Malaysia in her stuff. She didn't say anything about Brandi at all.
No.
And the biggest problem is that British is putting off her anger about Malaysia onto Brandi.
Yes, I agree. That's another thing.
Because Brandi, even when they brought it up, she was like, I was never really mad about that.
Right.
And British, I don't know who her agent is. Quasimodo, maybe Rocky Latasha's husband. Maybe that's her manager, because if you got federal charges coming against you, why is she on a reality TV show?
Because that's her only income, or the main source of an income.
What else does she do outside of the show?
Nothing.
Whatever she's in court for.
Nothing.
Scamming people online, ordering stuff that people never got. Come on now.
I mean, and again, the things from what you read in your last recap of her situation, so Deb, the charges that she had, like forging checks and bank fraud and stuff like that, there's so much proof of that. There's no way that she can just act so innocent that she wasn't doing that. So before she was
like Jen Shaw.
Yeah, that's right. Before she was profiting off of her at the time husband, because he was in the NBA. He has been out of the NBA for a long time now, and it doesn't sound like he's doing any better. So instead of actually working a regular job, like even the members of Escape and SWB said how they had to go and work regular jobs.
Exactly.
And they didn't steal from anybody.
Please hold for a second.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Silver Diamond, let's have a conversation. Silver Diamond says, Brandi acts like Duffey owes her some sort of loyalty for bringing her on the show, but she must have forgot Malaysia brought her on the show. She's boring, like Drea said, and a big bully. So Drea says she's boring because of her cancer story, not that she's boring.
Right.
Also, Malaysia came on and no one really liked Malaysia. Malaysia didn't become a fan favorite until Brandi got there. Let's all be clear on that.
No, that's not true.
No, when she was on the first season, they weren't even paying Malaysia any attention until she beat up the Go Van girl. That's when people started liking her.
You said that before.
Oh yeah, she beat up Gloria.
Yeah. You said that before, but I did like Malaysia that season.
I did too.
Malaysia, but Malaysia was not like a main person until Brandi got there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stand, and I will die on that hill.
I know you will.
I know you will. I know you will.
That's not the case, but I see that's how you see it, because you gravitate more to Brandi. So maybe to
be honest, one of my friends came to visit me in Ohio, and hey, Pink Dynamite, Brandi's crazy and mean. Okay. One of my friends came to visit me in Ohio. That's how I got into BasketballWives, period. I started watching the one with Evelyn and them.
Okay.
It had already been like 3 seasons in. I think this was probably the same year that LA has started.
Okay.
So I binge watched everything. So I was like,
so I think you're right. So Deb, I think it was 3 seasons, and then that last final season of Miami was
the Go Van girl over to
LA. Yes.
Right.
So when I got there, the Go Van girls were the girls from when I first started watching it. They were from New York or Miami, wherever they were.
Miami.
They was from Miami.
I know Jackie to me wasn't even like that girl on the show. Jackie, yeah, it was like the Go Van girls, and they was all mad at them. And Drea was more of the person people were watching for outside of the Go Van girls.
After the second season.
Yes. Then Drea and Malaysia became friends, and then Brandi came.
Yes.
And then Drea got a big head.
Right.
What'd you say?
And then Dre got a big head. She was acting
Yeah.
like Nene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
And
But I
she's
still,
out of there. That's why I don't want
she's
to see her
still
come back.
one of my favorites. I still would love to see her on the show. She's never coming back.
She's
But
never
I love
coming
it.
back.
Never coming back.
So-
Never coming
Yeah.
back. No.
But so that's probably what, like, when I finally got there and seeing the whole story instead of watching episode after episode,
Right.
I'm like, okay, this makes more sense to me because that's when Malaysia to me became likable.
Stood
when Brandi
out.
did it.
Yeah.
Yes, even when she was from Dre, it was just like she was Drea's like pet to me.
Really? Okay. I don't.
Because
I
Dre
don't
was
see
Really?
it
so
I
that
didn't.
way. I
from-
don't.
when she brought
I
Brandi
never
on, I
got
was just
that.
like, well, she's not your friend, man.
Yeah, but I never got that from Malaysia. It's so interesting to hear your take.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never saw her as like a pick me or a
Malaysia
weakling.
was really working to get into that inner circle when she first on that first season.
Yeah, because she didn't know how reality TV worked at that point.
Right.
Only people who have been on was the one Gold
Yeah, was the Govan girls. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just the one, Gloria, and then
But
then Laura came.
they stood out, and Drea stood out automatically
Yeah,
when
they
the show
did.
started. Malaysia was never really that person that I watched for until Brandi showed up.
I disagree. See, that's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
paid attention to her as soon as she got on, but I can see that. I can see.
When Brandi and Malaysia clicked up, I was like, oh my God, take over. It was like Evelyn and Jennifer for me.
Yeah, exactly. But again, Jen was
that might be why I feel that way.
but again, Jen was always a friend of the show somehow,
Right.
And
But
I
she
will
didn't
say,
need anyone. Evelyn didn't need Jennifer
no,
on the show for me.
No.
she didn't. She didn't.
For me, Malaysia needed that best friend aspect to boost Malaysia on the show.
She didn't. But
Because
okay.
she was trying to be Jackie's friend the entire time until Brandi came. Then Jackie switched over trying to be Malaysia and Brandi's friend.
She did. But I mean,
that's how I see the
Jackie
show.
wants to be everybody's friend, and she wants to run the show.
Right.
She ain't never worked harder to be anybody's friend besides Brandi and Malaysians. To me,
Okay.
remember when she came on the show when she had British and Sunday? She was still working to be their friend while she had her own damn friends there.
Yeah, because she wanted them all to be together.
Oh, and Dre too.
Yeah, Andrea too. But I feel like Brandi and Malaysia kept separating themselves, and Jackie kept fighting for them all to be together, even though she had Sunday as backup. You know what I'm saying?
Sunday was lame. Who
She
wants to be
was.
Sunday's friend?
She was.
Yeah, she lame and got that black
Brady
eye.
wanted to be her friend.
She got that black eye. Like, okay.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Jay gave her that black
That was everything. That was
I was like, and she deserves it too.
She did. She talked a lot of big game, and she didn't have anything to back it up with. And she was, and her and Jackie were drunk so much she couldn't even defend herself. Honestly.
Nope. And she crossed the line when she's talking about her son. I'm like, oh,
Yep, that's right.
you're on your own. You lost me
leaped-
right there.
She leaped over that couch so fast. I was like, "Whoa!"
Mhm.
It was
And
everything.
the force of God came from out of that hand. And
Yeah.
Mm.
he's like, maybe you can see better out of this eye because this one ain't working.
I'm not
But-
trying
but
to laugh at the violence, but she deserved
Yes.
it.
Yeah. But Brandi on Basketball Wives and Ashley on Love and Marriage DC
I know you know.
are one and the same until they deal with their trauma. They're going to be no good to know anyone. They're not going to be able to sustain friendships with anybody because of the trauma they didn't deal with. With Ashley, with her mother, abandoned her at 16, and with Brandi, the trauma of being in the marriage with a known cheater and taking him back.
But we've
And you
watched
still,
her work on that though. She was on Angel.
yeah, but she's
she
not
didn't-
dealing
hasn't
with it.
gotten over it.
So
She hasn't gotten over it.
She has not gotten over
I
it.
think
She
that
even
y'all
just-
haven't gotten over it.
No. So Deb, I
That's
urge you
never
to
been
go
her
back-
storyline. When she come back on
No.
this.
I urge you to go back and look at her in the Smash Room. She brings it up. She brings it up.
Yes.
It's her issue.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll go back and look at it.
Okay. And
And until she deal with that, even on Jersey, Jennifer A, until she deal with her husband cheated on her for 10 years ago and she never dealt with it and never dealt with it as a family, it's going to come out in how she treat other people. And she do the exact same thing. She can't maintain friendships unless she finds some dirt on somebody. So when they piss me off, I can throw this up on them. She do. Ashley, Brandi, and Jennifer do the same thing. And it's all dealing with their trauma they ain't dealt with.
I mean, I think whether they went to therapy or not, I feel like when she is in a vulnerable state or whatever, she needs to work on it for her, not for her family. You know, like
exactly.
I feel like that therapy could have helped bring the family back together again to give it another try. But her as a woman being embarrassed and, you know, trying to go through cancer, I think she tried to focus on him being a good husband in that sense, but by being there when she was going through her illness. But she's not over the cheating. She's not over it. She's not.
I think the fans are not over the cheating, and y'all bring it up like all
she
the time.
She brought it up.
Like, I'm not having a good day because Jason's cheating on you. No. Like every time Brandi's not having a good time, but she's mad about it's because Jason was cheating on her. Like the fans do not let the shit that go. It's
because of her anger.
Right, she says internalized it, so it come out as anger. The way she went off on Duffey, come on now.
But But she was friends with Duffey before Jason.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Could you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth?
But the thing is, this is Bernice. This is what I'll say. So for me, watching this as friendships with these people, Brandi deals with different things a different type of way than other people do that as well. Even with Evelyn, like she drugged Jennifer for a whole season. Yeah. And matter of fact, more than one season.
It was 2 seasons. No, it was like 2.5 seasons.
It was like a lot of seasons. It was
like 2.5 seasons. And then the last thing was when they went and met at the beach.
Yes.
And they were
crying. Then after they brought up the stuff with Shaq. So then Evelyn was trying.
But she lied on her with Shaq. Come on now. There ain't no coming back after that. Come on.
When I read those messages, Miss Bernice.
No. Ain't no coming back after that.
Hey, Remain Teachable.
Hey, Remain Teachable.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
I do not watch the show, so I did not even come up to even address it.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, I know we're not there yet, but I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone who has donated so far and who will continue to donate up until the end.
I think we're going to make it to the date.
You think so?
Absolutely, I think so.
I hope so.
I think we're close to like $300 right now.
Awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
Awesome.
People have been like the other day. Wait, let me even see because I never even shouted her out either. Because I actually shared with some other content creators, so they have been sharing it as well. But I think it's Pam. Shay B. Shay B sent me $25 the other day. I wasn't live. So I think we're going to make it.
That's what's up. All right. I'm going to drop back down in the chat. Just wanted to come up and say thank you to everyone who has. And if you can, and your thoughts are with us, thank you as well.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Lovely Givian says, I keep saying Brandi is going through it with her husband, so she takes it out on everybody instead of her husband. I don't think that's true, y'all. I'm sorry.
I know you don't.
Because you in denial. Okay. Denial.
I think that y'all want to stick with this story about this whole situation with her. But for me, I just feel like, one, even when she was going through this whole thing with him, Malaysia was like, you work it out. Work it out. Malaysia insisted on her working it out. She worked it out on EL. Well, I don't think she worked it out on EL because she went through the counseling so y'all could see it.
Yeah.
We've seen them
and
dating.
I felt like she was super angry then.
Right, she was.
She learned more stuff about him on this show, so of course
she did.
Pink Dynamite.
But then she decided not from Malaysia. She decided to still stay with her husband. So
right, and that's when she went to EL events. And after that, so the people who kept talking about it could see it. I think after she just stopped talking about it because it became a problem.
Well,
For me, I was
first of all, she discussed it. She didn't get healed from it because she just brought it up this season. And that was how many years ago? She just brought it up in the Smash Room that she's tired of the lies, tired of the cheating, all of that stuff.
Hey, Norris.
She brought it up. I'm sorry.
Yes, she did.
But the Smash Room was to get rid of stuff that she had gone through in the past, right?
No, it was supposed to let off your frustrations that you're having currently. So I was surprised to hear her talk about that past stuff all these years later in the Smash Room. So clearly she's not over it.
It's still an issue. It's still because she never
go look at it.
Okay.
She never dealt with it or healed from it.
Right.
No, we can't say she never dealt with it because she has dealt with it.
No, because
she made a decision. She made a decision to stay in her marriage and her family. And nobody faults
exactly. She didn't choose herself. She chose the marriage.
What she's doing right now, she wants Jason to move because she wants to work, and Jason is not trying to move, which is why they had a conversation with Doug this week about him becoming a coach and what that looks like for him in LA.
But if he doesn't get a position in LA, she's still going to be super angry and not deal with it well. And in fact, like in the chat, they said that, you know, instead of taking it out on him, being angry with him, when she gets in these girl groups and they keep pushing her, she just tends to blow up. I'm not saying
exactly. She turns into the Hulk. Come on now.
I'm sorry.
And there's no calming her down. But that's exactly what she do. I'm not trying to be funny or anything. That's what she does. She's turned into this emotional being that can't nobody talk to. And she just goes off.
Okay.
And then you have to wait till she calm down
to have a conversation
before you can say anything, to have a conversation to her, like, what was that all about?
Right.
Jackie's the same way. Jennifer's the same way. Evelyn was the same way. Tami was the same way.
Jackie turn around and do it quicker.
Days later, Cindy. I mean, she would have apologized to Jennifer
but at
days
least Jackie
later.
is open to it, and Brandi never is. And then when she finally does,
well, we never even had a chance for Brandi to even calm down because she was dealing with Malaysia. Now she's dealing with Duffey, and it's like she can't get her own personal time to deal with anything because it's something else. Right after
so Deb, how long has Brandi been on the show?
This season.
How long has Brandi been on Basketball Wives? Not counting the season that she was let go. How many seasons has she been on this show?
How long it's been. But but for me to watch the show, I think a lot of the things that she was saying, because when Shaunie showed up into LA, to me, it was a problem for the girls in LA. Even Jackie was having the issue with them because they wanted to take over the show.
Right.
No, because Jackie was big fish, and she didn't appreciate the originals coming in there to make her feel smaller. Let's keep it real, Deb. Let's keep it real.
Wait, say it again.
Jackie was a big fish in a small pond when Evelyn and Shaunie and them wasn't there. She was the head one in charge. But soon as the originals came in there, she felt like a small fish. She wasn't in charge anymore. Let's keep it real.
And
I don't feel like Jackie was the bigger fish between Brandi and Malaysia, though. I think Jackie could cause some problems that makes her that at like some point in the show. But the real big fish in LA was Malaysia and Brandi.
Not really, but
no.
So Deb,
no.
Let me just say really quickly, Shaunie only got on the show because the production team asked her to get on the show.
Well, Tami said that.
Yeah. But
they also had canceled their show.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't stop fighting and beating up people.
Right. So. Right. But I'm just saying, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. You're saying that the girls had an issue with Shaunie, but she was only on the show because she was asked.
Oh, no, I didn't say that had an issue with Shaunie.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said that all the girls on the show had an issue with Shaunie coming on the show, which they did.
Well, they did because they were like, well, why are you over here? But I think what Shaunie did was she brought Tami with her. That was the problem. I think it was Shaunie because it was her show.
Right. Exactly. I don't know. I just felt, but from when what I remember Brandi and Malaysia harping about when she was on the show was like, you're an EP. Why are you on our show? And it's like, girl, it's not your show. It's her show.
Yeah. Exactly. They kept breaking the fourth wall. Like, We know she's the executive producer. Why is she
Right.
telling the executive producer
But
what you doing here?
I think their
Right.
issue was that Tami was there because, again, they shut off Miami because of Tami and Evelyn.
They did.
So that was their issue to me. And I think
No.
that Shaunie could not deal with all of them. Even with Jackie, she couldn't, because she said they were very kiddie.
Yes.
Well, Tami said they were very kiddie clickers. Then she explained that they was lesbians. So I don't really even know what Tami was talking about.
Me
But then
neither.
Shaunie said that they didn't have any substance. And I think what they all were feeling, Brandi said it.
Yes, that may be true because they were kind of all feeling it, but it was the way that Brandi said it and her
I
attitude.
mean,
Yeah.
but you're calling us kitty cliquish, and you're over here on our show because we can handle ourselves, and y'all are acting like animals over here. Like, to be honest, she had every right. I mean, they all had a right to say that.
But you're proving their point that she is kitty and cliquish by being petty.
Well, they called her
and
kitty cliquish because they said that her and Malaysia was lesbians. That wasn't like they were kids. They were saying
right.
they were lesbians.
Okay. I like
Shaunie
that.
said that they
The
didn't have
details
any
I don't
substance.
remember. But I do remember her delivery was less than to be desired, and she wouldn't have been talking to me like that. Sorry.
Right.
She wouldn't. But I get what you're saying. She did say what the other women were saying. I don't think so.
With a pastor to make it sound better for them before they went with Tasha Mulberry. That hosting was so boring. Tami and Evelyn had big beats. Like it was horrible.
Yeah, I liked Tasha individually. I didn't like her with the rest of the girls. She just didn't fit. Because I think wasn't that Susie's last season too? We had the people that we liked. Yeah, she was funny.
What's happening?
Yeah,
Susie got beat up that season.
Yeah, that's right. She had a little black eye too.
Yeah,
I forget who did that to her, but yeah,
I forgot who too.
Yeah, I really like Susie, but yeah, I just feel like, instead of Brandi blowing up immediately, she needs to learn how to address her friends or the people that her so-called friends, if they're really her friends, and not be disrespectful of them if she wants the same respect. I hope that she looks back
exactly.
I hope she looks back on these.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is Brooke, British, and Jackie allowed to blow up, and Brandi's not?
They are allowed to blow up, but Brandi does it more often than the rest of the girls.
Does she?
Yeah. She does. I'm sorry.
I'll leave it there.
I'm just saying, look at this whole season. Go back and look at it.
It's because they don't pick at them like they pick at Brandi, though. Malaysia is walking down the street. Malaysia's over here. Malaysia's sitting across the room. Aren't y'all like they're picking with Brandi all the time? So she has to respond at some point. She's like, y'all leave me alone. Like we're not talking. We're not friends. Me and Malaysia, we talk. People have a problem with her saying that it's going to take time for them to become friends again. Like for me, I think people are a lot harder on Brandi. Then what happens is they go, well, it's because of Jason. It's always Jason's fault, and that she doesn't want to be with him. To be honest, if they did the same thing with Jackie, with Doug, it would be even worse.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Lily said an important thing in SWV and Escape. He said, as women, we'll forgive a man who done did us wrong so many times.
Yep.
But in our female relationships, we'll cut them off for the smallest thing.
Yeah.
That's what Brandi do. That's what Brandi do.
I don't feel like Brandi cut off anybody for small things, though.
Okay, so
she don't know how to she don't know how to communicate.
Right.
Tell me how you feeling
without being disrespectful.
Without being disrespectful and talking to me like I'm your child.
Right.
Don't yell at me. Don't talk to me condescendingly. And I will have the utmost respect for you. Because you're talking to me in a tone that I can understand. And when you say what you say, I digest it. And then I come back.
And don't call me out of my name. And
don't call me out of my name.
And don't call me names like you're a weirdo. Like
you're weirdo.
She knew that she was pushing her buttons. And then when she was talking to Brooke, she was laughing about it, knowing that she pushes her buttons. That's not funny to me.
That's not.
If that's your friend, just be like, you know what, girls, please stay out of it because I need to go and talk to her and let us have a conversation. Instead of sitting there listening to everybody that comes
why
at
does
her.
Duffey have to do that?
I'm sorry?
Why doesn't Duffey have to do that?
Because Duffey doesn't
Duffey has been
disrespect her.
doing that. Duffey be staying away from Brandi.
Yes. But she
Literally,
hasn't, but
Brandi has
Duffey
not even
didn't
talked about
disrespect her.
Duffey until they bring Duffey up to her.
Duffey
This-
has not spoken, she did not raise her voice very much
No.
to Brandi. She has not called her out of her name, and she has not called her names. And when she said, I took offense, I wasn't talking about Jason, and the girls had to be like, Brandi, don't you have something to say? She didn't apologize for talking bad about
Her husband.
her counseling with her man. You know what I mean? Like, she just didn't apologize. She's not sorry. She feels like she's justified in her behavior. And and Duffey never comes at her disrespectfully, ever.
Exactly. Or we watching a different show than you watching, so damn.
I just feel like I'm not going to win this battle, so I'm going to learn to bow out before.
Before you get upset.
Yes, I'm not going to get upset, but.
No, but that's what Brent. Are we watching the same show?
I still feel like you have to respect people's boundaries, and it might not be the way that you like it, but that's their friendship they've had for 19 years. Brandi didn't just show up on the show acting like this with Duffey this year. This has been their friendship all the time. So Duffey knows about her. The problem is what we talked about earlier is that there's other elements working in this whole fashion of their friendship. Because they both was like, let's take a break. And they have been doing that. But here comes British, and here comes Jackie, and here comes everybody wanting to make them become friends faster.
Because they're on the show together. It's awkward. It's awkward.
Right. No, and I understand that part. But I'm just saying, in real life, in real time,
right,
this wouldn't be the same situation.
Right.
And then for me, I'm gonna always say, to me, I feel like the biggest cop out is let's blame it on Jason. Because if she could leave Jason and be fine.
But she didn't leave him, and she's not
because
fine.
she doesn't want to leave him. Like, why? I don't understand.
But then don't be angry about it.
Exactly. Stop taking it out on your friends and everybody around you because you chose to stay with this man.
But she don't want to have anger because of that. I mean, again, we talked about things earlier today.
It's underlining all her relationships that she have. So, Deb, and you know that.
Miss Bernice, even if she's forgiven him, it still does take time because there's still hurt there. And if she's making the decision to stay with her family, then to me, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like
there's nothing wrong with that, but she needs to work on the anger. Anger is what
exactly. And she needs to learn how to communicate.
Yes.
She has the communication skills of a 2-year-old. Come on.
I'm just saying, nobody's saying that she can't be angry and she can't try to confide in her friends. But again, all of these fallouts, the common denominator is her. And she's always like, well, I need it to be this way. But why can't she ever see their side of it? Ever.
Exactly.
I mean, that's my thing. I would respect her more if she got even on the reunion and say a lot of the confessional stuff I did not see. And I reacted on what I was told.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because everybody can see, the blind men can see that.
Right.
They can't say anything. It has to be her way or no way. And that's not how a relationship works at all. It doesn't work like that. In a romantic relationship, friendship, co-worker, whatever, you have to have communication, and you cannot be disrespectful when you're trying to get your point across, because why would the other person give you the time to listen? I wouldn't.
Let me give you a scenario, so that I love you.
Listen, I'm going to gracefully bow out of this because I'm losing. Okay.
Oh.
No, I just want to give you a scenario. Okay. I just want to give you a scenario.
Miss Bernice, me and Cindy I've even admitted some wrongs today, Brandi. I really have been working on not just capping for Brandi all the time.
And just seeing the full perspective.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm working on it. But I just feel like we're going to be on here all night if we keep going back.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like there are certain things that I'm hearing that don't make sense to me. I feel like people blame Brandi for things that she shouldn't be blamed for. Like her and this relationship with Jason, and her how she treats.
But that's her marriage. How can she not be blamed?
To interact with each other when they're mad at each other, because none of the people have acted perfectly when it comes down to this. Brandi might be the explosive person, but that's her personality. Jackie has tried to fight everybody in the room at Angel Brinks' fashion show because her alcohol was on the floor. Nobody drags Jackie this way, so
They do. They
people are
call her.
harder on Brandi than they are on Jackie.
No. They drag her. They were dragging her. I was reading from the BasketballWives
Hello.
page about her.
All right.
About her. Whoops.
Is that me?
No, I think
No,
it's
that
Miss
was me.
Bernice.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say they were dragging Jackie to no end. Go back and look at that one scene from the fashion show. They called and Jackie was liking and disliking a lot of comments. She was just like, I was just having fun, and everybody.
No, you wasn't.
Exactly. They were like, you were being petty, and you're too old for this. You're a grandma. Blah blah blah. She read all the comments. She got read.
But I'm saying, like, when it comes to Brandi, like, every time if all else fails, it's Jason's fault, and that's what I don't like. Like, let her work on her marriage.
She's had years. That was years ago.
It takes a long time. Listen, I've been through it. So I know.
Okay. Okay, but what I'm saying is, go instead of worrying about Dee's communication with her man, go and work on your communication with your relationships overall. I liked when Duffey went and talked about how she, handled her situation with Brandi, because she recognizes that she needs to work on some things personally. I just would love to see that growth with Brandi as well.
Yes, me too. Because Brandi, she doesn't listen. She listens to react. She doesn't listen to understand. There's a difference.
Yeah. And maybe she'll see that in some of the playbacks, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
We'll have to see. I mean, it's just like, I feel like a lot of that happens a lot of times through the seasons. Like, a lot of these women see themselves back and they're like, that wasn't.
Ooh, yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Right. That wasn't good. I mean, like, even Tami did that when she stole that girl's purse. She was just like, I shouldn't have.
But then Tami would have made a bunch of excuses about her not stealing the purse too.
Yeah, but that was because she was still on the show. But now, since she's been off the show, she was just like, they asked me to do that. And then I just
on the Real World reunion thing.
Well, she was on no. When she just did that interview, that big interview, admitting that she was like, they asked me to take the purse and I took it too far. And she was trying to create the storyline because she was like, production asked her, we need something, like spice it up on this trip.
Right.
And so Tami
did you see her on the Real World reunion show on Paramount Plus?
The Real
she was doing a lot of gaslighting and on that one, boy.
I don't believe that Tami asked her to do that. I'm sorry.
Why would she say that if it wasn't true?
She gaslighted David so bad for me.
Yeah.
Because she was upset about him not believing in her stance of Black Lives Matter.
But I think that's always been their dynamic. They all turned to how they were like 20 years ago. All of them.
But he came back to clear up everything she did clear his name. But then she did that with Reggie and him. And I'm just like, well, then why did you even come back and do this?
Because I felt like, once again, she felt threatened and David was threatening her. He was on the phone being like,
David was literally saying that he don't believe how she believes with the Black Lives Matter stuff. That was their argument.
But then after that argument, but after that, she was in the process of leaving, but David was still pretending to be on the phone with his daughter.
Walking back and forth.
Exactly.
Yes, I did remember that part.
Provoking.
But if I'm David, at this point, all these years I lost all this money, all this work from you, Tami, you came here, you said this is what you come here for, and then you're doing this again for me.
Yeah, but he behaved the same way.
I'm upset.
He behaved the same way and he left early, just like he did the last time.
No, he did. I'm glad that he did leave early this time. I hope that David never talks to Tami ever again in life.
Yeah.
No, he don't need to. He doesn't need to be
on reality TV.
I don't believe in Tami's behavior that she gave on that show, because if you want to apologize for what you did, because one, she gave out what she did, which was give the white women the R word.
Yeah.
For me, he should have to wait till years later for an apology or for her to clear that up.
She probably didn't even know where he was. I had no idea where he was either.
None of us did, because she had already.
No, because he got blackballed.
Yeah,
he got blackballed.
So then you come onto a show, apologize, and then do it again.
I don't think that she was trying to do it again. I think she was trying to protect herself because David was coming off weird and
We
threatening.
should have never kept that conversation about Black Lives Matter going on after he said he didn't.
Then walk away if
They
you don't agree.
They go on, and you believe how you believe, I believe how I believe, and let's not talk about it no more.
Right.
But she would not stop, and for me, like, that was a problem.
Okay. Well, I can understand feeling passionately also about a Black Lives Matter thing, and you look at somebody who looks like you, and there's being like, I don't agree with you, and I just felt like he could have just
me off the screen because you already canceled me once. Now you're doing it again on national television.
But
Yeah.
don't be on the show.
Tami, even Cindy, even if they didn't believe the same, if I was Tami and I'm coming back to clear up what I've already messed up before. This part for me was just a lot because then she called Reggie. And so now there's two black men in here about to fight. Reggie, where he at? So now you got to cancel your husband too. Like,
right.
It was a lot.
It was. But I feel like it was. I'm saying, I'm not taking up for Tami, but what I'm saying is that they all fell into that same dynamic. I don't think none of them need to be in the same house or room again.
I agree with you.
Ever again, no.
Yeah. I think
I
she
also believe
did
that Tami created
apologize. I'm sorry.
I agree with everything that you said, but also that Tami created that space, and she should have never done that.
Right, but she just
especially when she called Reggie in there. So what if Reggie and they would have fought? Right. So now you're causing an even bigger issue. Like, to me, Tami should have done better for me. This is why I've had issues with her since the Real World the first time.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she also experienced a lot of trauma that explains some of that behavior.
Right.
I'm not saying it's okay.
But that's not David's fault.
It's not
No.
David's fault, but David also needs to be responsible for his actions. They both were in the wrong to me. And they both were in the wrong to me again the same time. Like I said, they just fell back into their same dynamic.
See, for me, that's weird for people to even say that because when they decided to do that to the white guy in the room, they were okay with it. When David did it, he was like the R word. Right. So that for me, I can't cope with that because Tami was there for that. She was laughing and joking when they were doing it to them. He didn't know Tami's issues because she never with them.
She did.
So
right.
I can't blame David on that because he did not know. She was there laughing when they was pulling the cover of the white boys trying to see his penis. So, and he wasn't even trying to see Tami naked. He was just trying
but she kept saying, I don't have anything on. Stop.
The white guy said the same thing.
I understand that, but still, we're talking about 20 years ago. Life was different. So if you don't want to perhaps get yourself in trouble, because I know it was a new medium then, it was no reality TV, like that Real World was really a pioneer in that way.
Right.
If you're not sure of the outcome, then don't have the actions and don't behave the way that he behaved. He did come across the way that he came across the first time and the second time, as she did. She came across the same exact way.
I think he had a chip on his shoulder because he couldn't work for all these years because of what she did.
Because of his behavior. Because of his behavior. He still did it. And they all, at this point, David, don't come on the show. They all apologize. The Latin girl apologized for even saying the R word. Then the country guy, he apologized. He was like, you immediately took their side. They all apologized to him. So
they all apologized to him, but then she turned around and then did it with Black Lives Matter. Like that wasn't even a thing. Like we're all up here. Y'all don't even agree with Brent. I'm never going to do what Tami told me. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's too much. I mean, and then again, like the fact that David was on a movie set and then lost his job at the same time because of what Tami created. And
because of his behavior for a drunk evening, and they caught it on film. And that's what I mean. It's just like a lot of this.
Why don't they get the same consequences that he got?
Because they weren't the ones doing it. They were just the ones laughing about it. I will say though, I mean, a lot of this stuff
consequences either.
Well, I was just going to say a lot. I hear a lot of people say nowadays, like, how is this stuff all, people of other races, how is this stuff coming up all now? It's like, it didn't just come up now. Now people just have camera phones.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
it's been going on for too long.
Exactly. And so it's like, it's not bad behavior. It doesn't happen. It's just that when you catch it on film, you can't then kind of explain your way out of it. And unfortunately for David, he kind of got caught up in the very first workings of that. You know, the next big thing I remember seeing was like Rodney King. I'm like, it's on camera what they're doing to this man, right? And they couldn't say that. They couldn't say that it didn't happen. They tried to explain it away, and they still got off. So again, we're just living in a time where things are. If you don't want behavior to be misconstrued, reality TV should probably not be where you go.
I wanted to read this comment. Vivian says, I lost a lot of respect for Tami when she stole Keisha's purse. I cried so hard when she did that. It happened to me when I was in school.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. It was horrible. And I didn't even like Keisha, but that was just that, I didn't like Keisha either. Yeah. But that was just like, come on, girl.
It was just too much.
She was at the forefront of reality TV. Even Tami had a
that's job. So bad because Evelyn threw the bottle with Keisha.
No, what's her name? The dark skin. Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah, Kenya.
Tami stole Keisha's purse. Evelyn and Jennifer was going on about who Jennifer slept with on the trip. Like, it was so much that season.
It was. And again, it was like oil and water. The new girls didn't mix with the older girl. It was just too much happening. Yeah. It was too much happening in that season for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, because Evelyn and Jennifer had felt like Jennifer had went on radio talking smack about Chad. Like, okay.
Yep.
And that was like her second time doing it.
Yeah.
Evelyn
exactly.
Evelyn made that girl cry in almost every season. And almost every scene, she made that girl cry and suffer. So yeah. Which is why I'm like, now Jen is standing up being like, Jackie and this, that. I'm like, girl, sit down. You know that she will knock your top off. Like,
I don't mind that Jennifer speaking up for herself, though.
I don't mind her speaking up for herself, but again, be truthful. Be how you're really supposed to be. And I feel like when all that came out with this, new guy that she's doing.
She's not with him no more.
No, not the new guy on the show. Her new guy, her real guy.
Oh, the guy that I read the review about.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's showing like, her bad mouthing somebody and hiding her hands, and she's been doing it since the beginning. If you're not nice, just be a bitch. I would rather know who you are. Don't act like you're the nice one.
I feel like Jennifer
and then buck up. Huh?
Jennifer always been that way. Excuse me, back in when she didn't know what a food stamp looked like, and she looked at
she did, but what I'm saying is she has not been as aggressive as she's been in this season.
But she always been nice, nasty.
So these are the reasons why there's a Jennifer and there's an Evelyn and there's a Malaysia and a Brandi. Before she had Evelyn would take up her. She didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But she was always a bitch the entire time. I mean,
right.
Even when she was doing stuff with the food stamps, when she was mean to Susie, when she was she was always a bitch the entire time. Now she has to speak for her own self because Evelyn is not there anymore.
But she knows better than to talk to Jackie like that on her trip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who was the little one on Miami? She was mean too.
Royce.
The little one. Royce. Yes. Royce.
Yeah, really mean to Royce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she's bougie. She thinks she's better than everyone else. Hence why she doesn't want to be in a deluxe room.
Room.
She got picked up in a Porsche. She was in grade school.
What'd you say?
I said because she got picked up in a Porsche. She was in grade school.
Right. She doesn't know about these poor people's problems.
Right.
Jennifer, yeah, I'm really done with her, to be honest.
Right. If you ain't got a black card, like the Black American Express card, baby, shut the hell up.
Right. And I know she doesn't.
Okay.
Sure.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
And because you're wearing a name brand doesn't mean you have money at all. So exactly. She does have good style and she is beautiful and her hair is beautiful.
But it makes me think that her brother is dead because I'm sure Jackie would have said that when she was yelling in her face.
Yeah.
Jackie would have made it a point that her breath stinks.
But isn't Jennifer, don't she smoke cigarettes?
No, Tami smokes cigarettes.
Yeah, Tami was the only one that I ever saw
smoke. Okay.
Yeah, I never seen one smoke a cigarette on that show. Besides
no, They just said that she had halitosis all the time. Yeah.
They said Beyonce has halitosis.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I'm curious to see. First of all, that we don't need all of this extension. They should have wrapped up this argument in this episode.
Absolutely.
I was
Exactly.
for them to be like more to come. I'm like, no, just wrap it up.
No.
We don't want to see
I wonder
this
how many
drag
episodes they
out.
have.
Yeah, I'm like, let's wrap this up. We've waited long enough when it was on hiatus. Let's wrap this up and let's move on with life.
And is this a big trip for you?
Yeah, I think so, because I think British couldn't probably leave the country because of the ankle monitor.
No, because that's why she got the ankle monitor when they went to Mexico. And she didn't ask her PO office, you dumb.
Oh, they went to
Like a
Mexico?
No,
That's why she got the tether on.
No, she got the ankle monitor on because she went to go visit her daughter.
Her daughter. She said that on the show,
Yeah. She went to go visit her daughter without asking
Pargo,
permission.
she didn't have permission.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to leave the state without getting permission.
Permission from her PO.
Yes.
How you going to? Okay, people who out in the audience.
And
Jail 101. If you got a tether on, or if you're on probation on papers, you have to get your PO's permission to leave that county or leave that state.
I've never been in.
Oh, you know what, Miss British, you're probably right, because she said that she kept bleeding, and that's why they gave her the ankle monitor.
Exactly.
Yes, that's right.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
She never asked permission.
Yeah.
But even on this trip to Sacramento, she said she asked for permission, but I'm just kind of like, who doesn't know that? I've not ever been in any serious trouble, and I know that. Like,
hello.
If I have an open case, I mean, haven't you?
But she's on BasketballWives. You don't have to ask for permission.
No, and she got federal charges pending. So, baby, if you go around the corner, out of range of that darn tether, they can call you and have you locked up.
Yep.
You know who was asked the parole officer? Jen Shaw.
I just feel like, I mean, we've seen all of them go through it, I mean, Teresa, I don't watch the other housewives, but Teresa got locked up. Like I said earlier, in reference to British, if they got Martha Stewart, they don't care about British.
Exactly.
Like
British who?
British.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, when I saw, but for, I mean, I think this wraps up this particular episode. I feel like
we're doing Queen's Court tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be doing Queen's Court tomorrow. Then me and Busy are going to be doing Ultimate Girls Trip together on Mondays.
Okay.
So
okay, cool. I'm watching that. Okay.
Okay. So yes, make sure you guys are tuning in. We coming back with some get back for you. So.
Okay.
So Deb, are you watching Grown and Gospel?
Hold on, wait. Are we doing it tomorrow?
What?
Queen's Court, because I thought we said Friday because I do the show with the candy shop.
Oh, I thought it was on Thursdays that you did the show with her. We can work it out.
No, we did it on Wednesday last week to do the show.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Let's work it out. It's up to you.
Let's so we can do it on Thursday.
Yeah, because I was going to say
Thursday's fine because we're doing Ultimate Girl Trip on Mondays.
Okay.
We do BasketballWives on Tuesdays. We're going to do I do my show with the cash.app on Wednesdays. And Thursday we can do Queen's Court.
Let's do Thursday because Friday I have an obligation. So
okay.
Yeah. Unless it's way late, and we don't need to do it way late.
Yeah, we don't need to do it.
No.
But I so appreciate you guys, and Miss Brady. I so appreciate you as much for just coming to support me. And me.
Anytime.
Yes. So
but you got to watch Grown and Gospel too.
So I have not watched that. It's on my list of things to do, but I haven't watched it because. Again, we're going to be doing Ultimate Girl Trip on Mondays. We got BasketballWives on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, me and the Candy Shop show. We're doing Queen's Court on Thursdays. Fridays, people don't really be going YouTube like that on my channel. So,
yep.
And I work during the daytime, so I can't come on earlier.
Yeah, it's like it's not enough hours in the day to get all these shows in.
Yeah, Cindy was like, we be going 7 o'clock, man, at 9 o'clock. So,
Right.
I'm
Right.
working, trying to get back into acting. And, after that, maybe I could do like a pre-recorded grown and gospel thing.
Maybe. Or I mean, I don't want to take up your weekends, but I mean, if it's a gospel thing, maybe you do it on a Sunday.
Okay, well, also, I'm going on spring break next week. And
That's
then
right.
I think I will take to school. So I'll be back on YouTube more with some starts.
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Do you want me to drop down
And
so you
hey,
can close
Sassy
out the
Peach.
show?
Huh?
Hey, Sassy Peach. Do you want us to drop down so you can close your show?
Yes, because I need to go to bed, y'all. So I can deal with
Okay. Go to
Okay.
bed. Get you
Have
some
a good
rest.
night. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Love
And
you guys
please
so
hit the
much.
please hit the like button if you haven't. Please
Yes.
like and comment, even if you're catching the replay. Thanks, guys.
Bye
And
bye.
comment if you got your friend too. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
It's okay. All right. Have a good night, sweetie.
All right, bye, Cindy.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for me and the Ken Show. We're gonna be on her channel tomorrow. And I'll put it in my community tab once we get it set up. But we will be doing champagne and things tomorrow. Thursday, me and Cindy will be back doing the Queen's Court for episode 2. But then check out me and Busy on Mondays as we do the Ultimate Girls Trip. We're working on what days because there's 3 episodes to come out every time. So it might be more than a Monday. I don't know yet. We were talking about today, but he had to go because he had to do his show. I do my show. So make sure you guys go ahead. Also, one more time, I'm going to play my commercial for my kids because I need y'all to give me my $7.33.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy SoDebNair, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something that I think is so fantastic. Remain Teachable, one of my subscribers, is graduating on July the 23rd, and she came up with something I think is so amazing and something that is going to help my students out so much. We are trying to raise $723. This $723 will go to my students' uniforms for the 2023-2024 school year. So what we're asking is that you donate $7.23. If we can reach this, it would be so amazing and be so helpful for my students to get uniforms because some kids only have one polo, one pair of pants, and thought this was so amazing. And I'm so excited about this. We already have donations already, but I'm hoping that you guys help us reach this goal by July the 23rd. So again, you can log on to SoDebNair.com, drop that $7.23, and we will make sure that you guys get to find out their end results by July the 23rd. Thank you so much in advance, and let's do it. All right? I'm out, y'all. Bye.
All right, y'all. So make sure you guys can donate to the cause for my student uniforms. We have till July the 23rd. I think tomorrow I'll give you guys an update on how much we've already raised so we know where we got to go. I thank you guys so much for tuning in with me and Cindy when we do our Basketball Wives reviews. I know a lot of people are not watching the show, but it's fun for me and Cindy. And if you guys are watching the Queen's Court, please tune in. This is a good show. So you can check out our girl, Evelyn Lozada, Tamar Braxton, and Nivea. That show is amazing. It's fun. And I enjoyed all of it. So tune in. I'm getting out of here so I can go to work tomorrow on time. I love you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Hold on. I got to find my outro. All right. Bye, y'all.
Did it, I 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 did it.